Chapter 159. However, Su Yun's final answer disappointed Guagua. He didn't find anything wrong with the medicinal cuisine. Although Su Yun still insisted on his initial judgment, this matter had absolutely nothing to do with Auntie Shay. It should be something that could be confirmed. Tang Jiu was relieved. I told you it couldn't have anything to do with Aunt Shay. How could Aunt Shay do something like that? Su Yun nodded and said, Isn't that what we're hoping for? But I don't doubt my own judgment. Uncle Tang's health problem must be because of this. Logically speaking, the doctor that Uncle Tang hired is definitely not an ordinary doctor, right? He should at least be an expert. An expert wouldn't make such a stupid mistake. It's impossible that he can't even figure out the cause of the illness. I want to see that doctor. I'm worried that someone is manipulating the situation. Su Yun's words were reasonable, but Tang Jingtian nodded. He could suspect anyone now, not because he trusted Su Yun wholeheartedly, but because he always felt that something was wrong. Now that Su Yun pointed it out, he felt that something was wrong. But a doctor has the heart of a parent. He wouldn't say something like that, would he? Tang Jiu said. A doctor has the heart of a parent. However, money makes the world go round. There are always variables in everything. Su Yun smiled. I still hope that this has nothing to do with the doctor. However, we need to investigate to prove it. Tang Jingtian told Su Yun the doctor's address. Tang Jiu took out the key and stood up. I'll go with you. I'll go too, Guagua said enthusiastically. I can go by myself. Su Yun raised his hand. It's not good to have too many people go. I can handle it by myself. You guys don't need to add to the trouble. Guagua, you stay with Cho Yun and don't run around. If you want to go out and play, let Tang Jiu take you. Got it. Guagua nodded. Got it. Of course, going out to play was more attractive than going out to do serious business. Can you do it yourself? Tang Jiu asked. You don't believe me? Su Yun smiled. Tang Jiu smiled and relaxed. Of course not. You go by yourself. I'll get the car keys for you. Just drive yours, Su Yun said. I'm going to bring Guagua and Cho Yun to Jibei City's most famous night market. I'll get you a car, Tang Jiu said and went upstairs. Of course, it was impossible for a rich family like them to only have one car. However, the car keys that Tang Jiu threw to Su Yun still shocked Su Yun. What the F***CK? It's not like we're going on a long trip. Why would they need such a big car like the 4350? I randomly picked one up. I'll take you to the garage, Tang Jiu said and led Su Yun out of the villa. After they exited the villa, they went straight to the basement through a door on the right. The cost of building this villa was not small. It had a private underground garage. Su Yun only glanced at it casually. The number of cars in the basement was enough for an ordinary family to live on for 10 lifetimes. Su Yun saw the big car at first glance. He waved his hand and got into the car. After he started the engine, he entered the address that Tang Jingtian told him into the car's navigation system. Then he said goodbye to Tang Jiu and went straight to the destination. It was not far, only about 10 kilometers away. Tang Jiu watched as Su Yun left. Her heart was shrouded in a layer of shadow. If Su Yun's judgment was correct, then who was the person who wanted to harm her father? Right now, the people who wanted to take over the Tang family the most were her second uncle, Tang Jinfeng, and his son Tang Yifei. Especially with Tang Yifei's attitude today, he was the most likely person to do such a thing. However, Tang Jinfeng's attitude after that made her feel that it was not. Tang Jingtian watched as Su Yun drove away from the Tang family's courtyard. He called Tang Jiu to his study and said that he wanted to talk to her alone. Tang Jiu asked Guagua to wait for him first. After a while, he would immediately take Guagua to Jibei City's famous large-scale night market. There were all kinds of delicious food and fun things to eat there. Guagua was anxious when she heard that. After arriving at Tang Jingtian's study, Tang Jiu said coquettishly, Dad, why are you looking for me? Jiu. Or what's your relationship with Su Yun? There's no one else here now. You should tell me directly, right? Tang Jingtian said with a smile. Tang Jiu was slightly stunned. She said, Didn't I already say that he's my boyfriend? Didn't you always urge me to find a boyfriend? Now that I've brought him to you, what are you still not satisfied with? It seems that you quite admire him. What do you think, Dad? Do you like him? If you don't like him, I'll dump him tomorrow and find another one. Tang Jingtian smiled slightly. Jiao, are you still not going to tell me the truth? No. Tang Jiao couldn't continue lying after saying that. Okay. He's my friend. I asked him to help. Just a friend? Tang Jingtian frowned. Yes, Dad. Don't worry. He's a very reliable person. Even if you don't believe him, you should trust your daughter's judgment, right? Tang Jiao said. The person I like can't be wrong. Tang Jingtian smiled. It's precisely because he can't be wrong that I'm worried. Jiao, tell me, have you fallen in love with him? Tang Jiao's face turned red. No. Ha 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 ha. When do you think you'll let me, your father, stop worrying about you? Okay. Go and play. Bring your little sister along. Hee hee. Remember to eat the most famous stinky tofu in Jibei. Tang Jingtian laughed happily. For the first time in so many days, he was so relaxed because his daughter had found someone she could rely on. As a father, he was relieved. Now, even if he had to leave because of heart problems, he could rest in peace. Tang Jiao walked out of the study with a blushing face. She immediately called Guogua and Chou Yan out together. Guogua, let's go. Sister will bring you to eat the most famous stinky tofu in Jibei. I love it. Guogua was excited. She immediately pulled Chou Yan and ran out. Chou Yan, of course, would listen to Guogua. As long as she was happy, she would do anything. The three of them got into the car and Tang Jiao quickly drove to Jibei City's night market. Although she was a child of a rich family, she had a special liking for this night market. Many people liked this place. Not all rich second-generation heirs would spend 888 yuan on a pack of tissues to be happy. There were many children of rich families like Tang Jiao who liked to buy some treasures here. At the same time, Su Yin was heading west. When Tang Jiao and the others arrived at the night market, he had also arrived at a high-class residential area in Jibei City. According to the address given by Tang Zhengfeng, he quickly found the door of room 1901 in building 58. Ding dong. Su Yin pressed the doorbell. Soon, an impatient voice came from inside. Who is it? What's the matter? It's so late. Don't you know that everyone is asleep? It seemed that this doctor was quite arrogant. He probably thought that he was a gift in the middle of the night. Su Yin said loudly outside the door. I'm sorry to disturb Dr. N's rest. I'm a member of the Tang family. The door was silent for a moment. Immediately, Su Yin heard that the voice had become polite. He ran to the door in his slippers and quickly opened it. Oh, I thought it was another insurance salesman. I'm so sorry. As he spoke, the man who opened the door was stunned. He looked at the uninvited guest and asked, Who are you? I'm not here to check the water meter. Su Yin stepped into the room. Hey, who are you? Are you a member of the Tang family? Why haven't I seen you before? Obviously, this man in his 40s was Dr. and Su Yin smiled. I just arrived at the Tang family today. It's normal that you don't know me. Hee hee, aren't you going to invite me to sit down and have a cup of tea? Friend, do you know that trespassing is a crime? If this was the United States, I would have already shot you. Dr. N said angrily. Dr. N, don't scare me. This is Huaxia, not the United States. If you have a gun, it's a crime of possessing a gun. Su Yin didn't treat himself as an outsider. He sat on the sofa, picked up the washed apple on the coffee table and ate it. A young woman who hadn't tidied up her clothes walked out of the bedroom. She said impatiently, Who is it? Su Yin looked up. Io, she wasn't even wearing underwear. The young woman didn't look like she was in her 30s. This doctor was at least 43. This old cow eating young grass was quite fancy. Su Yin chuckled and said to the young woman, In any case, she's not a mistress or anything. When the young woman heard Su Yin's rude words, she immediately became angry. Who is this person? Call the police. Hurry and let the police take him away. How dare you bring just anyone into the house? Aren't you afraid that it's someone your wife found to cause trouble for me? Oh, you're right. I'm here to splash sulfuric acid. Su Yin said and pretended to get up to scare her. The young woman was so scared that she trembled and almost knelt down. Su Yin roared with laughter. Just this bit of guts and you dare to learn from others to be a mistress? Hee, you can't do that. Dr. N couldn't take it anymore and angrily scolded. Get out of here right now. Otherwise, I won't be polite to you. It's not certain who will be rude to who, right? Soo-Yun stopped smiling and his expression became cold. He angrily stared at Dr. N. Grandson, you know what you've done, right? Dr. N trembled under Soo-Yun's cold stare, but he still said stubbornly, what nonsense are you talking about? I don't even know you. Soo-Yun didn't want to talk nonsense with him. No matter what the reason was, it was a fact that he lied to Tang Jingtian about the cause of his illness. Soo-Yun directly slapped him. Dr. N spun in a circle, and only stopped when his head hit the wall. Chapter 160. After the slap, Dr. N went soft. He was a typical bully. Seeing Soo-Yun being so fierce, his legs trembled and he said, Big brother, I really don't know what I did to offend you. Big brother, can you give me a clear answer? I will definitely change. Good for you. You really know how to read the situation. Just now you told me to get lost, and now you're calling me your relative? Who's your big brother? Soo-Yun said disdainfully. Don't F***king talk nonsense with me. I'm not your brother. I don't have the time to waste with you. Whatever I ask, just answer. Don't tell me half a lie. If you dare to say half a lie, I'll castrate you. Dr. N trembled again. Yes. As the saying goes, a wise man submits to circumstances. I definitely won't dare to say half a lie. Soo-Yun glared at him disdainfully. As the saying goes? Are you showing off to me that you're cultured? Let me ask you, what's going on with Tang Jingtian's illness? Soo-Yun's question made Dr. N's back break out in a thin layer of cold sweat. After his lips trembled a few times, he finally opened his mouth. Maybe it's because Mr. Tang overworked himself. Overworked himself? Is that so? Soo-Yun touched his chin and asked with a puzzled expression. Dr. N nodded hurriedly. Yes. Think about it, the Tang family is so big. It's normal for Mr. Tang to overwork himself. But don't worry, I'll do my best to cure Mr. Tang's illness. Oh, I see. So you're an expert in the cardiology department? Soo-Yun continued. Yes, I'm the authority in the cardiology department of Jibei City. Dr. N was quite proud when he said this. He was very confident about this. In Jibei City, his words about heart disease were definitely of great importance. Dr. N had just finished his sentence when Soo-Yun kicked him. Clang. The kick was so vicious that it sent Dr. N flying 3 to 5 meters away. Dr. N's back hit the dining table before he fell to the ground and stopped. The mistress who lived with this quack doctor screamed in fright. She held on to the door and squatted on the ground. Her legs were completely limp and powerless, unable to support her huge meatball body. Dr. N lay on the ground for a while before he could speak. Big brother, let's talk nicely. Can you stop hitting me? My body really can't take it anymore. I didn't intend to make a move. You forced me. Soo-Yun smiled. You promised me that you wouldn't say a single word of falsehood, right? That means you're a quack. Don't you think it's right for me to beat up a quack? Dr. N complained. I'm really an expert. If you don't believe me, you can go to the hospital and ask. Soo-Yun stared at Dr. N. Are you really an expert? Then why can't you see that there's more to Tang Jingtian's illness? Even a barefoot doctor like me can see it. How can an expert like you not be able to see it? I don't believe that you can't see it, so I'll give you a chance. Tell me, who made you not tell the truth? If you tell me this person, I'll let you go. Dr. N's face instantly turned ashen. He stared at Soo-Yun in fright. His mouth trembled as he said a few words. What did I say? What do you mean by more to Tang Jingtian? I don't understand what you mean. Who are you? Grandson, I'm the one who's questioning you today. How dare you ask me back? Soo-Yun was speechless. If he didn't do something ruthless, this guy probably wouldn't talk. While they were talking, Soo-Yun had already dragged Dr. N to the side of the marble tea table and knelt down. Dr. N was dragged like a dead dog. He didn't have a chance to resist. His face was ashen and filled with fright. He didn't know what the person facing him would do next. Soo-Yun took a deep breath. Looks like if I don't teach you a lesson, You won't tell me the truth. Dr. An's face became darker and darker. He didn't know how things had suddenly developed into this uncontrollable state. I really don't know what you mean. Big brother, don't worry. If there's something, let's talk it out, talk it out. People with ulterior motives would always stutter when speaking because no one knew what they were thinking. Su-yin could see this with one glance. This Dr. An wasn't a kind person. A doctor who would lie to a patient was a death sentence in Su-yin's dictionary. I want to talk it out, but you don't have any sincerity. As Su-yin spoke, he picked up a Navona stone ashtray from the table and chuckled. However, the smile disappeared in the blink of an eye. He quickly reached out and pulled Dr. An's hand to the coffee table with lightning speed. Without saying a word, he raised the stone ashtray in his hand and smashed it at the back of Dr. An's hand. Ouch! Before Dr. An could react, a sharp tearing pain came from the back of his hand. That was definitely the feeling of his bones being broken. He was a doctor, so he knew very well what that kind of pain meant. Su-yin didn't seem to be satisfied with this smash. He followed it up with another heavy smash. His mouth was still muttering. If I don't show you my power, you'll think I'm a sick cat, right? Dr. An looked at his left hand being smashed out of shape by the ashtray. The pain and distortion in his heart couldn't be expressed with words. He almost used a heart-wrenching voice to beg for mercy. Let me go. I'll tell you everything. Facing Dr. An, who knew that he would die if he spoke, he was still completely subdued by the fiendish Su-yin in front of him. He didn't know if this person would really kill him if he didn't speak. But that already broken hand was enough to prove that this young man in front of him was definitely a fiendish existence. Speak, I'm listening. If you speak well, I'll immediately go to the hospital to check on your hand. If you don't, then I'm sorry, but you don't need that hand anymore. Su-yun's eyes narrowed as he smiled. I'm not joking. You only have one chance. Doctor, and you must seize it. Since I'm here, then I know what to do. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known that Tang Jingtian's heart disease was caused by drugs. You better think carefully before you speak. Dr. An's forehead was sweating. Rather than saying it was because of pain, it was more of fear. It seemed that money really couldn't be taken carelessly, especially money from the Tang family. Even if he had the life to take it, he might not have the life to spend it. Finally, under Su-yun's interrogation, Dr. An's forehead was covered in cold sweat. He held his injured left hand and trembled as he said, Tang Yifei. Su-yun frowned. What did Tang Yifei tell you? He said, don't tell him the cause of Mr. Tang's illness. Tell him that it's because of your own body. If I don't do it, he won't let me go. Dr. An trembled as he said, it's not that I want to do this. I have no other choice. Su-yin snorted. How much money did Tang Yifei give you? You don't even care about medical ethics? Dr. An's mouth twitched. He threatened me. I had no choice. I didn't do it for money. I did it for my life. You have to believe me. I was forced to lie because I had no other choice. Su-yin threw the ashtray to the ground. Okay, I'll give you one more chance. Next time, before you do something like this, ask yourself if you deserve to be an expert. Do you understand? If you continue to talk nonsense with the title of an expert, it won't be as simple as a broken hand next time. Yes. You're right, big brother. Dr. An's frightened expression was laughable. Su-yin sneered and got up to leave. He quickly left this high-class residential area. However, Su-yin didn't believe people so easily. Although Dr. An said Tang Yifei's name when he was injured, Su-yin still felt that he said it too quickly. But no matter what, he was sure that someone was manipulating this matter. It was better to go back and tell Tang Jingtian first. But just as Su-yin got in the car, Tang Jiu called. Su-yin picked up and heard Guogua's voice. Dad, are you done with your business? We are waiting for you at the night market of the pedestrian street. Do you want to come? If you want to come, I will buy your portion of stinky tofu as well. Guogua giggled. It seemed that she was having a lot of fun. Su-yin hurriedly said, Of course I'll go. But you don't have to buy me stinky tofu. It's best to eat it while it's hot. It won't be too late for me to buy it when I get there. Haha, my good daughter, wait for me. Pass the phone to Tangjiu. I'll ask her how to get there. Okay. Guogua directly passed the phone to Tangjiu. My dad is asking for your directions. Tang Jiu picked up the phone and told Su Yun the address. Then she urged him to hurry up. She didn't know if it was because she didn't want to spoil her mood, but she didn't ask Su Yun what he had gotten from Doctor, and Su Yun hung up the phone and went straight to Jibei City's famous night market. It had been a long time since he last ate street food. Thinking about it, he missed it. Su Yun couldn't help but speed up. The dishes that Auntie Shay made that night were too exquisite. He didn't have enough to eat. In less than half an hour, Su Yun arrived at the scene. The night market was crowded with people. Su Yun spent a lot of effort to find Guagua and the other two. Tang Jiu still didn't ask anything. She just took them to buy all kinds of delicious food. The four of them ate along the way. Guagua's little belly was full before she gave up. Tang Jiu hadn't been so happy in a long time. She didn't ask Su Yun about the results because she felt that if she knew the results, her last bit of good mood would vanish. As for what Su Yun's results were, it wouldn't be too late to wait until she got home and heard it with her father. Chapter 161. By the time they reached the Tang family home, it was already close to 11 p.m. Guagua was so sleepy that she could barely keep her eyes open. As soon as they entered the Tang family home, Guagua yawned and lay in Su Yun's arms, refusing to open her eyes. Su Yun could only gently carry her back to bed and leave the rest to Cho Yun. When he entered the courtyard, he saw that the light in the study on the third floor was still on, so he followed Tang Jiu to Tang Jingtian's study. Dad, you're not asleep yet, right? Tang Jiu asked as she knocked on the door. Come in. Tang Jingtian's voice came from inside the room. The two entered and saw Tang Jingtian take off his glasses and put a thick economics book back on the shelf. He said to the two calmly, Did the little girl have fun? Tang Jiu smiled. Very much so. Tang Jingtian smiled and said to Su Yun, Have a seat. Su Yun sat down on the sofa and went straight to the point. I went to ask Dr. An. He did know the cause of your illness, but someone threatened him and told him not to tell you. The reason he told you was because of you. Tang Jingtian's expression was calm, as if he had already guessed the answer. He smiled and said, Is that so? Tang Jiu was not so kind. She gritted her teeth so hard that they were about to shatter. Her eyes were cold. Bastard! How could he think of such a despicable method? Su Yun paused for a moment, then slowly said, He said it was Tang Yifei. Tang Jingtian did not have much of a reaction. He nodded slightly and seemed to be thinking about something. I'll go find him now. Tang Jiu felt a ball of fire exploding in her heart. She wanted to ask Tang Yifei, that bastard, why did he do this? Wait. Su Yun pulled Tang Jiu back. Let me finish. Tang Jiu was so angry that her arms trembled. What else is there to say? Dr. An already said so. I already have evidence to let him know that the Tang family has its rules. Doing such a disgraceful thing will result in broken legs and banishment from the family. That's why I asked you to wait. Su Yun continued. Tang Yifei must know how strict the Tang family's rules are. With his mind, do you think he will give Dr. An the chance to betray him? If it were me, I would definitely threaten Dr. An to the point where he wouldn't dare to say it even if he was beaten to death. Only then would I be able to trust him. I thought that since Tang Yifei could bribe Black Mink and Jackal, he had the power to threaten Dr. An. But why did Dr. An tell me? Isn't he afraid that Tang Yifei will kill him if he finds out? Su Yun's words made Tang Jiu calm down. Tang Jiu's eyes widened as he asked, Then what do you mean? Tang Jingtian was full of praise for Su Yun's analysis. He had thought of this as well. The truth of the answer he had asked so quickly indeed needed to be considered. Su Yun was so young, but he wasn't disturbed by Dr. An's words. It was indeed not simple. I only threatened to cripple one of his hands, and he was already scared to death. Compared to Tang Yifei wanting to kill him, this is nothing. Su Yun continued his analysis. Let's talk about two possibilities. The first possibility is that Dr. An is as timid as a mouse. He couldn't withstand any threats, and his psychological defenses could be easily broken. He didn't consider the consequences of revealing Tang Yifei's name and told me. Tang Jiu nodded. That's possible. If that's the case, it's easy to confirm. As long as Dr. An's figure isn't seen in Jibei City tomorrow morning, It means that he came back to his senses and knew that Tang Yifei wanted to kill him. That's why he ran away in the night. Suyin continued. If Dr. An is seen in Jibei City tomorrow, then it's the second possibility. What? Tang Jiu asked. Suyin said firmly. The second possibility is that this matter has nothing to do with Tang Yifei at all. The fact that Dr. An said this name was arranged by the mastermind. Tang Jiu was shocked. If this matter was not done by Tang Yifei, then how deep was the person who did this hiding? Compared to Tang Yifei's words, this possibility was scarier. I'd rather believe that it was done by Yifei. Tang Jingtian smiled. He looked at the desk and laughed bitterly. That way I'll feel better. Suyin said bluntly. Whether it's true or not, we'll know tomorrow. There's no point in thinking about it now. Uncle Tang, you should rest early. At this time, Auntie Shui walked into the study with a bowl of bird's nest. Little Tang, eat this and rest early. Your body is in such a condition, it's better not to stay up late. Hee, Auntie Shui, I'm hungry after going out for a while. Su Yin picked up the bowl of bird's nest and poured it into his mouth without any hesitation. Tang Jiu frowned. Hey, do you have a future? If you want to eat, there's more downstairs. I'm hungry. I can't wait. Su Yin ate as he spoke. In fact, his stomach was about to explode. Auntie Shue's face was gloomy. Without saying anything, she turned and left to get more bird's nest for Tang Jingtian. Su Yin smacked his lips. Uncle Tang, Auntie Shue's cooking is really good. Tang Jingtian understood what Su Yin meant. He wasn't a useless young man. Tang Jingtian couldn't help but admire Su Yin's meticulous thinking. He was always vigilant and careful. This was a very rare merit. Tang Jiu found such a helper. It seemed that the Tang family could be saved. Tang Jiu pulled Su Yin out of the study and complained. Look at you. What do you want my father to think of you? Didn't you say you were full at the night market? You were like a hungry ghost just now. I digest fast. Su Yin shrugged. Have you arranged a room for me? You can stay in my room, Tang Jiu said without hesitation. Su Yin took a deep breath. You want to repay me with your body so early? Ugh, even if you want to repay me with your body, you don't have to be in such a hurry. Your family matters aren't done yet. Besides, you've given me such a big hotel. You don't need to repay me with your body, right? Tang Jiu glared at Su Yin. You're dreaming. What are you thinking? Do you really think you're an artist just because I gave you some color? I let you sleep in my room so that people won't be suspicious. Su Yin suddenly realized. Why didn't he think of this? It seems that I'm not the only one who suspects Auntie Shui. What does it have to do with Auntie Shui? Tang Jiu said. What do I suspect Auntie Shui about? Ugh. Aren't you letting me sleep in the same room as you, because you don't want Auntie Shui to find out that we're not a couple? Su Yin said innocently. Could it be that the two of them were mistaken? Tang Jiu shook her head. Of course I believe that Auntie Shui won't say anything. I'm just worried that someone will come to confirm it tomorrow morning. If they find out that you're staying in a room alone, they'll definitely use this as an excuse. I just don't want to give them any trouble. It's that simple. Then I'll promise you. Su Yin. But my goal is to keep it a secret from Auntie Shui. I don't want any mistakes to happen to the people closest to me. Don't worry. Auntie Shui isn't what you think, Tang Jiu said confidently. However, after saying this, she started to doubt herself. How did her father ingest so much medicine? Could it be that someone really tampered with her father's food? That was probably a very difficult thing to do. After thinking about it, Tang Jiu didn't blame Su Yin for suspecting Auntie Shui. After all, from anyone's point of view, Auntie Shui was the most suspicious. After all, Su Yin didn't know how much Auntie Shui had contributed to the Tang family over the years. It wasn't surprising that he suspected Auntie Shui. If she were in Su Yin's position, she would think the same too. The two of them walked into Tang Jiu's room one after another. Auntie Shui carried a brand new bowl of bird's nest to Tang Jingtian's room. Tang Jiu's room was super luxurious. It was huge, with a pink round bed and a separate bathroom that was as big as an ordinary family's living room. The jacuzzi was nothing compared to Tang Jiu's bathtub. Tang Jiu's bathtub could probably fit 2 people. Yo, it's such a big place. Do you want to take a bath together? Su Yan teased. Tang Jiu rolled his eyes. Okay, you go in first. I'll be there in a bit. You really want to scrub my back? Su Yan's face was full of tears. He felt that Tang Jiu's image was 100 times more virtuous. Tang Jiu sneered. Of course. I know a very effective way to scrub your back. I'll pour boiling hot water on your body. I only need to rub a few times and you'll definitely be clean. It's pretty clean. Are you plucking a chicken's feathers? Su Yan got goosebumps. I know I can't afford to use you. Forget it, I'll take a bath myself. You can rest and help me find a set of pajamas. Oh right, do you have any clean men's underwear? Can you find one for me? Tang Jiu wanted to chop him up with a knife. Are you done? If you say any more nonsense, I'll castrate you. I'm a girl. Where can I find men's underwear for you? Go to hell, you bastard. Late at night, in Hudong City's medicinal cuisine hotel, Ruan Qingshuang and Qin Wan were watching TV in the suite. They were so bored that they couldn't open their eyes. Sister Qingshuang, why do I feel that it's so quiet today? The father and daughter aren't here. It feels like something is missing. Qin Wan said. When they're here, I feel annoyed. Sai, what's wrong with me? Ruan Qingshuang's heart was empty too. Her sense of loss was much stronger than Qin Wan-er's. Okay, don't think too much. Go to sleep. It's not like they're not coming back. They're just going to stay in Jibei for a few days. Sister Qingshuang, aren't you afraid that Su Yan will marry someone and not come back? Qin Wan stuck out her tongue after saying that. Chapter 162. Compared to Su Yan, who was able to cohabit with the beauty Tang Jiu, the second young master of the Tang family, Tang Yifei, who had always been condescending and had everything going smoothly, had suffered a big setback today. Tang Yifei was still unable to accept it for a while. In the Jibei City Celebrity Clubhouse, 3 bottles of expensive Lafite had already been opened. Tang Yifei was still drinking one glass after another. He could only drown his sorrows in alcohol. Second young master, since Ghostface Azura hasn't come yet then why don't we go back first today? Your father is still waiting. Hu Lang had already said this for the 10th time, but he still couldn't convince Tang Yifei. Tang Yifei slammed the wine glass on the table. I've already made an appointment with Azura. He won't miss it. Second young master, we can't guess what a master like him will do. Sable also said. If he doesn't come for the whole night, then why don't you wait for the whole night too? Are you looking down on me? You think I don't have any face? Tang Yifei was a bit angry. Ghostface Azura's failure to keep the appointment made him full of resentment. He had nowhere to vent it, so he could only vent it all on Sable. He promised to come, so he will definitely come. Do you think he's playing with me? Let me tell you, I've already paid for it. He will definitely come. So what if I wait for the whole night? If you want wine, you have women. Go call 2 women over to drink with me. Black Martin felt helpless after being scolded. If it weren't for Ghostface Azura's guidance, he wouldn't have stayed here and let Tang Yifei order him around. After all, even Tang Jingtian hadn't spoken to him in such a tone in the past 10 years in the Tang family. Hu Lang frowned. But your father ordered us to bring you back. Do you listen to him or me? Hu Lang Sable, let me tell you too, Tang Jingtian will get sick one day, and Tang Jinfeng will also get sick one day. Let me tell you, Tang Jinfeng has been an eyesore for a long time. It's only because he's my father, otherwise I would have fallen out with him a long time ago. Tang Yifei slammed the table and angrily rebuked. I call him father because he can support me in the Tang family. As long as I can obtain power from Tang Jingtian, what's the point of acknowledging him as my father? You'd better be clear that I'm your master, not Tang Jinfeng. Black Mink and Hu Lang were completely speechless. This person didn't even recognize his own father. He was beyond redemption. There was no point in persuading him any further. Black Martin turned around and left. In less than 2 minutes, he came back with 2 girls who were dressed flirtatiously and sexily. Come, drink with this young master. Tang Yifei called out as he ordered Hu Lang. Go, 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 get the wine. Get the wine. Take out all the good wine I've stored. The 2 girls immediately snuggled into Tang Yifei's arms, calling him handsome. Of course, They had to be shameless in front of this kind of nouveau riche. Only in this way could they get more money. Tang Yifei didn't hold back either. His hands moved up and down as he ruthlessly ravaged the two girls' towering peaks. This kind of woman was no different from a toy in his eyes. As long as he paid a bit of money, he could play with them as he pleased. They weren't even worthy of being bought home. Hu Lang sighed and walked out of the room with Black Mink. Even if he had 100 helplessness in his heart, he couldn't say it out loud. If the Tang family really fell into the hands of this kind of person, it wouldn't be far from being finished. The moment Hu Lang closed the door and turned around, he and Black Mink felt a chill. After quickly turning their heads, they found a man around 30 years old standing beside them. The red birthmark on the man's face took up half of his face. At first glance, he looked like an emissary from hell, causing fear in people's hearts. The cold air around him made people unwilling to get close. The bulging veins on his temples made him look extremely terrifying. His well-built body made people sigh with emotion. Hu Lang exclaimed in his heart. His lips trembled as he said, "Ghostface Azura." Black Mink's Adam's apple moved. He swallowed a mouthful of saliva and was stunned speechless. This Ghostface Azura really did come. However, Ghostface Azura didn't pay attention to the two of them. He pushed the door open and walked in. Everyone in the underground world knew of Ghostface Azura's name. When he first became famous in the underground world, people called him Azura because of his ruthless methods. Later on, people added the word Ghostface in front of his name because of his appearance. From then on, Ghostface Azura shocked the underground world even more. Ghostface Azura, Hu Lang, and Black Mink could be considered people who appeared in the same era. However, Ghostface Azura's reputation was more than 100 times greater than theirs. If he had Ghostface Azura's abilities 10 years ago, he wouldn't have been chased all over the world by the Five Poisons cultivator. Seeing Ghostface Azura enter the room, Hu Lang and Black Mink didn't go get the wine. They immediately stood guard at the door. Although this club wasn't a place that just anyone could enter, the two of them were still very cautious. When Tang Yifei saw someone enter, he thought that Hu Lang and Black Mink had returned. He immediately shouted angrily, "I told you to get the wine. Why are you back?" Ghostface Azura didn't say anything. He just walked steadily in front of Tang Yifei. The two girls sitting on either side of Tang Yifei raised their heads and screamed in shock. After all, the light in the room was dim. No one would be able to bear such a terrifying face suddenly appearing in front of them. "What are you screaming for?" Tang Yifei shouted angrily. He then raised his head and glared. "Look, you've scared my girls." Suddenly, Tang Yifei's voice came to an abrupt stop. He then lowered his voice and seemed to have sobered up a lot from the alcohol. Brother Azura, when did you get here?" Ghostface Azura signaled Tang Yifei with his eyes. Tang Yifei immediately said to the two girls beside him, "Scram. Scram. Don't come in if I don't call you. Hurry up and scram." It seemed that Ghostface Azura wasn't someone who liked women. Tang Yifei now had a favor to ask of him. So naturally he had to consider everything for Ghostface Azura. "Brother Azura, I thought you weren't coming." I've been waiting for a few hours." "It's only a few hours. I didn't say you had to wait. If you're impatient, of course you can leave first." Ghostface Azura said indifferently. "Besides, I shouldn't be too late for your business now, right?" Tang Yifei hurriedly said. No, of course not. Brother Azura told me to wait, so I'll wait. Not to mention a few hours. Even if it's a few hours, I'll wait." "You just want to tell me that you're going to kill someone. You don't have to emphasize it again and again, right?" Ghostface Azura said. "You know that I don't like people who repeat the same thing to me too many times." Although Tang Yifei was cursing in his heart, he didn't show any signs of impatience on his face. "Isn't this also because of an emergency? I didn't expect that it wasn't just one person who came to Jibei City to help Tangjiu, but two. There's also another girl." Ghostface Azura said coldly. "You showed me a picture of that man last time. Since I said he was a nobody, then the people around him are also nameless. So what if there's one more of them? So what if there's two more? That girl doesn't look like she's simple." Tang Yifei said. She could force Sable and Hu Lang to retreat in one move. Also, The sword in her hand seems to be quite powerful. What's it called? Tang Yifei couldn't remember, so he shouted at the door. Both of you come in. Sable and Hu Lang immediately walked into the room. What's that sword called again? Tang Yifei asked anxiously. Hu Lang frowned and said, Dragon Abyss Flexible Sword Dragon Abyss. Ghostface Azura's expression changed and he said in shock, What? Are you sure it's the Dragon Abyss Flexible Sword? That girl is using the Dragon Abyss Flexible Sword? We're very sure, Sable added. And with that stab, we know that her strength is definitely above the two of us. Ghostface Azura was obviously not as calm as before. He said, If the two of you aren't mistaken, that sword's owner's strength is not only above the two of you, it's much higher. The young lady of the Tang family is indeed capable. She managed to get the famous Violent Fox Venerable to help her. I'm really looking forward to it. Sable and Hu Lang had heard of the name Violent Fox Venerable before, but because Chou Yun was under Feng Qiansui's command, they didn't have much of an impression of it. After all, the two of them didn't participate in any disputes after following Tang Jingtian. That girl has a powerful background. Tang Yifei couldn't believe it. Ghostface Azura nodded, then shook his head and said to himself, That's impossible. If it was Violent Fox Venerable, the situation in Hangzhou would be in a mess. How could he have the time to help Tangjiu? And from what they said, the person with the flexible sword was that man's helper. How could Violent Fox Venerable be under someone else? I think the two of you might be mistaken? Ghostface Azura said bluntly. Sable and Hu Lang's expressions changed. This guy really looked down on them. There was only one Dragon Abyss flexible sword in this world. 30 years ago, they were only a few years old, and the owner of this sword was already famous throughout the world. How could they not know about the Dragon Abyss flexible sword? Seeing how Ghostface Azura looked down on them, the two of them didn't say anything else. After all, between masters, strength was everything. The two of them together probably couldn't take more than 10 moves from Ghostface Azura, so they could only remain silent. Tang Yifei couldn't help but say, Brother Azura, I don't care if she's a Fox Venerable or not. Only you can help me now. You have to help me get rid of these two people beside Tangjiu. Otherwise, I still can't get the Tang family. Brother Azura, I'm a man of my word. As long as I get the Tang family, we'll split the family property 50-50. I promise. Chapter 163. With such a generous reward in front of him, Ghostface Azura naturally revealed a hidden smile. So what if it's the Violent Fox Venerable? If they want to steal the Tang family from you, they'll have to go through me first. Tang Yifei's expression relaxed when he heard this. As long as he had Ghostface Azura as a general, he didn't believe that the man and woman invited by Tangjiu could do anything to him. Great. As long as I take down the people invited by Tangjiu, once Tang Jingtian's condition worsens, the Tang family will still fall into my hands. Tang Yifei's eyes glinted coldly. Just as he was looking forward to the future, another person appeared at the door. Tang Long stood at the door, his expression unreadable. Tang Yifei's originally smiling face suddenly turned cold. Brother Long, didn't you already stand on another side? Why did you think of me again? Didn't you swear to protect Uncle Tang? Go ahead. I can still get what I want without you. Ghostface Azura looked coldly at Tang Long and said to Tang Yifei, I won't get involved in the matters between you two brothers for now. With that, he turned and prepared to leave. He had no intention of staying a minute longer. Sable, Hu Lang, help me send Brother Azura off. I have something to discuss with Brother Long, Tang Yifei said. Then his gaze fell back on Tang Long. He wanted to see how this lackey of his would explain what happened in the afternoon. After Ghostface Azura, Sable, and Hu Lang left, Tang Long sat next to Tang Yifei. He poured himself a glass of wine and said, Second brother, the future head of the Tang family, I apologize to you here. Don't blame Brother Long. Brother Long had no other choice. What happened in the afternoon was all for you. Tang Yifei's originally tense face relaxed. He suddenly raised his hand and punched Tang Long in the eye. Then he angrily questioned, For me? Fine, then tell me how you did it for me. Brother Long, You should know very well how I've treated you all these years. That's right. You're the only one who thinks highly of me among our brothers. Tang Long didn't dodge, nor did he fight back because of this punch. He just smiled slightly and said coldly in his heart, "It's because you think highly of me that the brothers all treat me as a dog next to you, Tang Yifei, instead of their big brother." Tang Yifei snorted and rubbed his fists. He looked at Tang Long's swollen eyes and said, "Go ahead. I'm all ears." At first, Dr. An said that Uncle Tang's condition was hopeless, but it's different now. Uncle Tang's condition has improved. Tang Long said indifferently, "Even if you can intimidate Ninth Sister, once Uncle Tang recovers, we can only submit to him. Uncle Tang can kick us out of the Tang family during this period of time." Tang Yifei's expression changed greatly. He looked at Tang Long in shock and said, "What do you mean? What did it mean that Uncle Tang was getting better? Didn't you say that Uncle Tang could only live for a few days?" Tang Long shook his head helplessly and said, "I only found out at the family meeting. Yifei, we can only stop this for a while. Listen to my advice and apologize to Uncle Tang. Even if you say that you're having a stroke, it's fine. Second uncle spoke a lot for you today. Don't let his efforts go in vain." Tang Yifei's face was cold and gloomy. "He should speak for me. After all, he's my father. Damn Dr. An. What kind of expert is he? How can the diagnosis result change? If you don't believe me, you can ask him tomorrow." Tang Long let out a heavy sigh. "Second brother, that's all I have to say. I've said what I should say and what I shouldn't say. I'm not disloyal to you. You should know that very well. That's all. I'll go back first." Tang Yifei didn't say anything and let Tang Long leave alone. He directly grabbed the bottle of wine and poured it into his mouth. He had to clarify this matter in person. He didn't dare to trust anyone now. Tang Long walked out of the room and his face darkened. He sneered in his heart. "You're still too young to play with me." Sable and Hu Lang also sent Ghostface Azura away and came back. When they saw Tang Long, they called out, "Eldest young master." Tang Long nodded with a smile and said lightly, "You two better leave him alone today. He drank a lot. Just arrange for him to rest here. In this state, second uncle will definitely scold him when he goes back. It's better to let him sober up here." "But," Hu Lang frowned deeply. "No buts." Tang Long said, "Don't I know my brother? You can't persuade him. It's better to let him have some peace and quiet." "Eldest young master, we understand." Sable nodded and said, "We'll stay here and guard second young master. We won't let anything happen to him. Please rest assured." Tang Long smiled and said, "Thank you for your hard work." Sable and Hu Lang sighed in their hearts. If Tang Yifei had half of Tang Long's cultivation, they wouldn't be in such a difficult situation. It was a pity that the Tang family would never be in Tang Long's hands. He didn't have anyone to rely on. How could he fight with others? After Tang Long walked out of the club, he quickly got into his car. When he entered the car, Tang Long's face was cold. He wanted to see how Tang Yifei would explain himself tomorrow. In Tang Jiu's bedroom, Su Yun and her four eyes met. They stared at the only bed for a long time. "I didn't drink today. Don't think about sleeping on the same bed as me." Tang Jiu's expression was serious. After all, in this weather, sleeping on the same bed was relatively light. Su Yun was naturally very disdainful of this. "You can't be serious, right? A bed with a diameter of 2.5 meters. It shouldn't be a problem for you to sleep 3 people on it. Don't tell me you want to sleep alone. This is a matter of principle. It has nothing to do with the size of the bed. You're pretending to be my boyfriend. You're not my real boyfriend. Besides, even if you were my real boyfriend, he can't sleep on the bed if I don't let him. I'm not as open-minded as you think. Other than my husband, I have to stay away from other men," Tang Jiu said in a rigid manner. Su Yun was speechless. That person took off her clothes that night and played a fatal seduction game with him. She really didn't care about his meals after pulling him onto the pirate ship. Okay, you have your principles. Then, does your principle include taking good care of the guests? No one would let the guests sleep on the floor. This is also the principle of the host. I'll sleep on the bed. You can be particular wherever you want. I see that your carpet is quite thick. It should be quite comfortable. You. Tangjio was completely speechless. Don't you have any tender feelings for the fairer sex? I'm a girl. You're a man. How can you say this? Moreover, I'm also your nominal girlfriend now. How can you treat me like this? Okay, I won't argue with you. Whatever you say is reasonable. Suyin waved his hand. Why didn't you say that you're conservative when you kissed me? Why didn't you say that you stay away from other men except for your future husband? Tangjio glared at Suyin. This is my house. I have the final say. Suyin also stopped arguing with Tangjio. Then I have to sleep on the floor. You should give me a quilt, right? Seeing Suyin's pitiful look, Tangjio couldn't help but soften. Forget it. You sleep on the bed. I can sleep on the sofa. No matter what, you're still a guest. I can't let you feel wronged. Okay, with your words, I won't feel wronged. Isn't it just sleeping on the floor? I've slept in mud before. Suyin smiled. You're the dignified Miss Jiu of the Tang family. How can you sleep on the sofa? Just when the two of them were arguing, there was a knock on the door. Tangjio said, Come in. Auntie Shui opened the door and entered. She handed a cup of warm milk to Tangjio. Jio, or you didn't sleep well. Drink it while it's hot. Thank you, Auntie Shui. Tangjio smiled. Auntie Shui, it's getting late. You should sleep early. Okay. When Auntie Shui left the room, she glanced at Suyin. Her gaze wasn't friendly at all. Suyin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Tangjio, didn't you lock the door just now? I did, but Auntie Shui has the keys to all the rooms. Tangjio said. What's there to be surprised about? Auntie Shui isn't an outsider. She watched me grow up. Suyin frowned. She can enter and leave your father's room as she pleases? Of course. Tangjio said. Suyin, let me emphasize to you again. Auntie Shui is definitely not a bad person. Don't doubt her. Tangjio, let me emphasize to you again. I'm not biased against Auntie Shui. If I were you, I would never doubt someone who has been loyal to the Tang family for 40 years. Suyin emphasized. But I'm looking at the problem from an outsider's point of view. Since you brought me to the Tang family to help you, I have to take responsibility. I also want to trust the people you trust, but I have to look at the problem with a cautious attitude. Tangjio saw that Suyin's expression was serious, so she didn't say anything else. Indeed, she should completely trust Suyin. After all, Suyin was someone she liked and invited to help her. I don't think I should sleep on the floor tonight. You shouldn't sleep on the sofa either. We should sleep on the same bed. Suyin. I'm not trying to take advantage of you. I just didn't know that people could enter and leave your room as they please. What else could Tangjio say? She could only do as Suyin said. No matter what, Suyin didn't mean any harm. Okay, I'll listen to you. Don't worry. If we can confirm the relationship between Tang Yifei and Dr. N tomorrow, Auntie Shui will be cleared of suspicion. Suyin smiled slightly. I will definitely apologize to her when the time comes. Just for one night. Bear with it. Tangjio didn't say anything. It wasn't a matter of whether she could bear it or not. It was just that she wasn't the drunk Tangjio from the other day. If she slept on the same bed as Suyin, she probably wouldn't be able to sleep peacefully. After all, there was a big man lying on the same bed. How could she get used to it? Okay, I'm going to sleep. You should go to bed early too. We won't be able to stay idle for the whole day tomorrow. Suyin then took off his coat and lay on the bed. I won't stand on ceremony. Good night. Tangjio drank the milk and sat on the edge of the bed for a full 10 minutes before she made up her mind to take off her coat and sleep on the same bed as Suyin again. Chapter 164. That night, Suyin slept quite comfortably. After being physically and mentally exhausted, she slept very soundly. Especially with a warm blanket lying beside her, Suyin slept even more soundly. Tangjio finally fell asleep after struggling for a long time. He no longer cared about the propriety between men and women. The next morning at 6:30, everyone was woken up by Auntie Shui. She said that eating breakfast after 7 would not be as good as eating breakfast before. Regarding this, Su-yin was not the only one who felt that there was no scientific basis. Guogua was also strongly dissatisfied. Was it easy to have a holiday? Why couldn't they sleep in? Tangjiu and the others seemed to be used to this. It was as if eating breakfast at 6:30 was a rule in the Tang family. Fortunately, the breakfast was sumptuous. To some extent, Guogua could forgive them for waking up so early. Cho Yun saw Su-yin and Tangjiu come out of the same room. Her expression was obviously unnatural. She did not understand why they had to sleep together when it was just a pretense. Although Guogua was also dissatisfied with this, since Tangjiu had provided her with such good conditions, she did not mind letting her father sleep with her for a while. After all, she would not talk about this when she returned home. Cho Yun would also not talk about it. When the time came, her mother would not know about it, so it would be fine. Su-yin, I've already arranged for someone to investigate the matter you mentioned yesterday. You can rest at home today. You can also let Tangjiu bring you around. Tang Jingtian said. Although Jibei City is not a tourist city, there are still a few places to go. Su-yin nodded as he ate. That's great. Originally, I wanted to ask Uncle Tang to find someone to do this. After all, I'm not familiar with Jibei City, and I'm even less sure of Dr. An's whereabouts. Tangjiu rolled his eyes at Su-yin. You're not worried about letting someone else do this? Of course. Su-yin smiled. Uncle Tang must understand that money makes the world go round. This matter can only be solved by strangers. Even I don't know who Uncle Tang hired to track and investigate, let alone others. There is no possibility of being bribed. Tangjiu was suddenly enlightened. So that's how it was. She was really grateful that she had found Su-yin. Otherwise, she really wouldn't have been able to do this. If she wasn't shrewd and scheming, she would probably only be cannon fodder in this family war. After breakfast, Tangjiu brought Su-yin and the others to visit a few of Jibei City's iconic scenic spots. After receiving Tang Jingtian's call, the four of them finally calmed down and rushed home. Although Guogua wanted to continue, she knew what was important and did not mess around. When Su-yin and the others arrived home, Tang Jingtian immediately gave them an answer. Tang Yifei had been in contact with Dr. An at the hospital. When he left the hospital, he was also very angry. The person in charge of watching Dr. An also said that Dr. An was restless the entire morning. Tang Jingtian did not give Su-yin a clear explanation. Although this matter seemed to be Tang Yifei's doing, Tang Jingtian still felt that something was wrong. It was a vague feeling that was hard to describe. Dad, what's there to hesitate about? Tangjiu could not hold it in anymore. The matter of Dr. An lying has been confirmed. Now that second brother has been in contact with him, it's obvious that second brother is the one behind all this. I'll call everyone here now and expose his scheme. Su-yin smiled. You're getting emotional again. I don't think Tang Yifei is behind this. Su-yun's words stunned Tangjiu. Tang Jingtian also began to listen to Su-yun's analysis with interest. After Su-yin made sure that the walls were not eavesdropping, he said, with Dr. An's courage he betrayed Tang Yifei. Even if he didn't run away last night, he would have run away today. There's no way he would go back to work and have the courage to face Tang Yifei. This is very strange. Moreover, how could Tang Yifei be stupid enough to meet with Dr. An, who was in cahoots with him in public? His secret would be discovered so easily. This is completely different from someone who can make such a meticulous plan. If it were me, I wouldn't have made such a big fuss when meeting Dr. An. Tang Jingtian heard this and nodded. Tangjiu was even more shocked. If Tang Yifei was stupid enough to go to the hospital to find Dr. An, then how could he come up with such a scheme to drug Uncle Tang? Su-yin. If he really had the ability to plan such a scheme, then the people Uncle Tang arranged today wouldn't have discovered his meeting with Dr. And Tangjiu was shocked. You already guessed it? I really didn't. But I believe that if Uncle Tang told me that the people he arranged today didn't find anything, I would be even more suspicious of Tang Yifei. Su-yin frowned. But Uncle Tang said that he found out that Tang Yifei met with Dr. An. I think I can completely rule out the possibility that Tang Yifei is the mastermind. Completely rule out? Tangjiu really admired Su-yun's courage. What if he did it on purpose? Then he's too shrewd. I can only say that I'm not his opponent and admit defeat. Su-Yun shrugged. But do you think that a shrewd guy like him would arrange a few people on the expressway and force me to go back with guns? Clearly, this isn't something that a person with real intelligence would do. Tang Jingtian smiled. Su-Yun, who do you think is the most shrewd person in the Tang family? Before Su-Yun could say anything, Auntie Shue's voice came from downstairs. Tang Long is here. Auntie Shue, I'm here to see Uncle Tang. I'm really worried about his health. Tang Long's voice was filled with worry and sadness. Tang Jiu heard this and his expression softened. Dad, I'll go down and take a look. I didn't expect Brother Long to be so considerate. He used to follow second brother around. Now that he's suddenly changed sides, I'm afraid second brother and second uncle won't be nice to him. Go ahead. Tang Jingtian smiled. Seeing Tang Jiu walk out of the study and go downstairs, Su-Yun smiled and said, Haha, Uncle Tang, it's really good that you have such a nephew. Looking at the situation of the Tang family, he should be vexed right now, right? Sigh, he still has the time to come and see you. How filial is he? Tang Jingtian heard Su-Yun's words and frowned slightly. Su-Yun, you mean that a truly shrewd person? Dad, Su-Yun, come down quickly. Look at how second brother beat Brother Long. Tang Jiu shouted from downstairs. Su-Yun and Tang Jingtian were stunned for a moment. Then they got up and went downstairs. Tang Jingtian went downstairs and asked, What happened? Did you fight with Yifei? Tang Long was very polite when he saw Tang Jingtian. He immediately got up and said, Uncle Tang, you should rest more. I'm fine. Su-Yun saw the swelling at the corner of Tang Long's eyes. That punch was heavy enough. However, he didn't understand why Tang Long and Tang Yifei would fight. Tang Jiu glared at him. Brother Long, did you go to my second brother yesterday? Did he beat you up because he was angry from embarrassment? Tell me, I'll definitely seek justice for you. Since second brother doesn't care about family, and has done so many things that betray his family, the Tang family should just kick him out. Sister Jiu, you can't say that. Tang Long immediately got up and said, No matter how big a mistake second brother has made, he's still a member of the Tang family. We must give him a chance to turn over a new leaf. I did go to him yesterday. He only hit me because he was in a bad mood and drank too much. I'm also responsible for this. I didn't know how to guide him and speak. Otherwise, second brother wouldn't have hit me. Tang Jingtian smiled. You shouldn't interfere with Tang Yifei's matters. I believe your second uncle will educate him well. Uncle Tang, you don't know this. He doesn't even go home now. Tang Long said helplessly. If I didn't try to persuade him yesterday, I wouldn't have taken that punch. Su-Yun stepped forward with a sigh. Brother Long, you're really dedicated to the Tang family. You even dared to provoke a drunk man. I don't know how to thank you. Although you still don't abandon second brother, I'm afraid you can't help him anymore. What he did to Uncle Tang is really disgraceful. Tang Jingtian looked at Su-Yun calmly. He didn't understand why Su-Yun would say that. Wasn't he always worried that the walls had ears? Why did he put the blame on Tang Yifei in front of Tang Long and Auntie Shay? Tang Jiu was also stunned. She thought that Su-Yun would suspect Tang Yifei again because of this matter. However, she was also sensible. Since her father didn't say anything, she kept quiet. Su-Yun, although he did make a mistake, he doesn't deserve to die. After all, I'm his brother. Although we're not blood related, we have the blood of the Tang family in us. I can't not help him. I can't watch him go down the wrong path. Tang Long said with a puzzled face. Yifei did say something he shouldn't have, but it's not disgraceful, right? Su-Yun sighed. There are some things that you might not know. Forget it, let's not talk about it. Brother Long, you don't have to worry about Uncle Tang. Go do your thing. Tang Jiu and I will take good care of Uncle Tang. Su-Yun, I believe that Sister Jiu won't make a mistake. I'll leave Uncle Tang to you. Tang Long stood up. Then I'll go back first. Call me if you need anything. Auntie Shay said lightly. I'll walk you out. Auntie Shay, please wait, Tang Long said. Auntie Shay shook her head. Other than Jiu, you're the only sensible child in the Tang family. Go. Don't be polite with me. Tang Jiu clenched his fists as he watched Tang Long walk out of the door. Tang Yifei is too much. However, Su Yun and Tang Jingtian didn't continue the topic. Su Yun smiled and said to Tang Jingtian, "Uncle Tang, no matter how shrewd a person is, there will be a time when he reveals his flaws." Chapter 165. Tang Jiu was confused. "What are you guys talking about? Dad, you have to stop this. Tang Yifei is too much. Look at how he beat up brother Tang Long. No matter what, he's still the oldest brother in our generation. Plus, fourth uncle died early. Tang Jiu, if Tang Long is asking for a beating, then there's nothing we can do." Su Yin said calmly, "Zhou Yu beats Huang Gai. One is willing to be beaten and the other is willing to be beaten. I'm not sure if Tang Yifei is willing to be beaten, but I'm sure that Tang Long is willing to be beaten." "What do you mean?" Tang Jiu was stunned. "Willing to be beaten? Is he an idiot?" Tang Jingtian sighed. He didn't expect this matter to be more complicated than he thought. It was all thanks to this young man that Tang Jiu found. Tang Jingtian knew that he couldn't predict Su Yun's thoughts anymore. His consideration of things was much more meticulous than his own. He only had doubts about some things, but Su Yun was able to help him smooth things out and find loopholes. "Jiu, or do you smell something on Tang Long?" Tang Jingtian didn't want his daughter to be kept in the dark, so he pointed it out. Tang Jiu didn't pay much attention to this, but after her father asked, she did feel that there was a faint smell. It was familiar, but she couldn't put her finger on it. "What smell?" Tang Jiu couldn't figure it out. Su Yin smiled. "Hydrogen peroxide." Tang Jiu suddenly realized that it was indeed the smell of hydrogen peroxide. Wait. Why did Tang Long have the smell of hydrogen peroxide? The faint smell of hydrogen peroxide on Tang Long's body wasn't something that could be found anywhere. It was a smell that could only be found in hospitals. Obviously, Tang Long had been to the hospital. Su Yin knew that there was no rule in this world that forbade people from going to the hospital. However, since his eyes were swollen, there was no reason not to treat it at the hospital, right? However, it was obvious that Tang Long didn't treat the injury at all. Did he purposely not treat it, or did he really not have the time to treat it? Or did he not dare to stay in the hospital for too long for fear of being seen? These were all suspicious points. Su Yin thought that Gu Ning didn't want to stay in the hospital for too long because he was worried that other people would find out about his injury. Also, Gu Ning's injury had to be treated by Tang Jingtian and the others, so he couldn't deal with it. However, Tang Jiu still could not understand such a deep matter. She was only puzzled. Why did brother Tang Long go to the hospital? I didn't see him treat his injuries. Jiu, or people's hearts are not what they used to be. Now, not only do we treat what we hear as false, some things may not be true even if we see them with our own eyes. Tang Jingtian said, "You should learn from Su Yin in the future." I didn't say this yesterday, but in the future, you have to support Su Yin unconditionally no matter what he does. He has his reasons, and even if I tell you, you might not understand them, so don't ask. Tang Jiu rolled his eyes. "Dad, are you serious? Didn't you used to judge people very carefully? Why are you so confident in Su Yin? Aren't you afraid that he'll harm your precious daughter? What if he kidnaps you?" Tang Jingtian smiled bitterly. "If he really wanted to kidnap you, he wouldn't have come back with you. He, I'm afraid that you'll be the one to lose. Dad, am I not your biological daughter? How can you lower your own prestige to boost other people's morale?" Tang Jiu said unhappily. He made it sound like Su Yin wouldn't want him even if he gave him to him for free. He couldn't be that bad, right? Not to mention anything else, at the very least, if he were to take it out, there would be tens of thousands of youngsters who would go crazy over it. Su Yin touched his chin and said seriously, "I'll have to think about it." Tang Jiu waved his hand. "Stop. All right, let's end this topic here. Tell me, why do you suspect Tang Long?" "The reason is simple. What do you think of Tang Long and Tang Yifei's relationship?" "Su Yin, let me tell you my opinion first. When I first saw him yesterday, he and Tang Yifei were in cahoots. What do you think?" "Of course they're close, but everyone says that brother Tang Long is second brother's dog. Forget it, I won't say it. It's too unpleasant." Tang Jiu said. Anyway, brother Tang Long was very obedient to second brother. He basically listened to whatever second brother said. Of course, there's nothing to say about this kind of relationship. Su Yun nodded, indicating that Tang Jiu's analysis was very correct. Then my guess is even more correct. Since they're so close, do you think Tang Yifei would tell Tang Long any plan he has? If you were Tang Yifei, would you tell him? Tang Jiu thought for a moment and said, yes. Then what are you still thinking about? Su Yun said, if this matter was planned by Tang Yifei, then Tang Long definitely knows about it. And look at Tang Long's performance today. He clearly doesn't know anything about this matter. How is that possible? As Su Yun spoke, he suddenly closed his mouth and said, I'll tell you later. As soon as he finished speaking, Auntie Shui walked in and said to Tang Jingtian, I sent Tang Long away. He didn't seem to be in a good mood. It seems that what Tang Yifei did was quite a blow to him. This child's father died early. The Tang family can't let him down. Tang Jingtian nodded and smiled. Yes, Auntie Shui, I think so too. Tang Long has been dedicated to the Tang family for so many years. Although he wasn't personally in charge of anything, Tang Jinfeng and his father really can't be without him. He's the Tang family's right-hand man when it comes to investment and financial management. Then why didn't you ask him to stay for lunch? Auntie Shui said it casually, but it was obvious that she was blaming Tang Jingtian. However, Tang Jingtian was the head of the family. No matter how hard she worked, she was still a servant. Of course, she didn't dare to directly blame him. She could only complain. It's my fault. Tang Jingtian chuckled. Then he said to Su Yun, what do you want to eat? Or what Guoguo wants to eat? Just tell Auntie Shui. Su Yun thought for a moment. Then he said to Tang Jingtian, how about this, Uncle Tang? I don't have much of an appetite today. I don't want to eat at home. Usually if you eat out, where do you go? Can you take me out to eat? Tang Jingtian froze. Then he nodded. Yes, of course. What's there to eat outside? There's everything at home. Tang Jiu muttered to herself. She still liked the food at home. Moreover, Auntie Shui's cooking was indeed very good. It wasn't worse than the cooking of those high-end chefs. Tang Jingtian looked at his daughter gently. Did you forget what Dad just told you? You didn't inherit this from me. Tang Jiu was speechless. Could it be that Su Yun had a reason for going out to eat? He was too hard to please. She would rather die than marry such a man. If she really did marry him, she would lose her personal freedom in the future. Let's go. Jiu, or go upstairs and invite Chou Yun and Guoguo down. Tang Jingtian said as he stood up. Tang Jiu was also very nimble. She walked directly to the stairs and shouted, Guoguo, let's go. Sister will bring you to eat a big meal. Guoguo immediately rushed down excitedly. She was very interested in eating. She was different from those children who couldn't eat no matter what. She ate when she should and didn't eat when she shouldn't. Guoguo was also very principled. In Guoguo's words, if she was picky or didn't eat on time when she was young, it would affect her growth. If she grew up and didn't have a good figure, it would definitely be because she didn't eat properly. She didn't want to be laughed at when she grew up. Therefore, when it came to eating, she was very serious. Fruits such as papaya were Guoguo's favorite. Auntie Shui never went out to eat, so Tang Jingtian and Tang Jiu didn't call her. They all left, which saved Auntie Shui the trouble of cooking. Auntie Shui was also happy to leave. Because of Tang Jingtian's health, he didn't go out too far. Therefore, the driver was arranged to go somewhere else. Su Yun took on the role of a temporary driver. The few of them got into a Ford E350 and went out comfortably. They soon arrived at a rather impressive 5-star hotel. Obviously, the people here recognized the Tang family's car. As soon as the car stopped, someone came to open the door. He was very polite and greeted Mr. Tang. When he saw Tang Jiu, he also greeted Miss Jiu. Guoguo couldn't help but praise Tang Jiu. Miss Jiu, you're so impressive. Tang Jiu glared at her. Guoguo, if you dare to laugh at your little sister Jiu again, be careful or I'll leave you here as collateral after dinner and make you wash the dishes to pay the bill. I'm a child laborer. Guoguo didn't care. None of them would dare to take me. Under the guidance of the waiter, Su Yun came to the luxurious room that the Tang family booked all year round. The huge dining table wasn't crowded even if 15 people sat down. After 5 people sat down, there was quite a lot of space. However, the rich seemed to like this style. With each person having a waiter behind them, the service was definitely at the level of a president. And I won't order anything. Let the chef decide, Tang Jingtian said to the waiter. He then pointed at Su Yun and said, "This is a very important guest of mine. The food must be exquisite." "Yes, Mr. Tang," Su Yun hurriedly said. No. Don't make it too complicated. There are only 5 of us. Nowadays we all advocate frugality. Just make enough to eat. Extravagance and waste are immoral things that corrupt officials do. We ordinary people are simple. Seeing Su Yun being so low-key, the waiter's impression of him improved greatly. "Yes, sir, you're absolutely right. Good. Then we'll do as Su Yun says." Tang Jingtian waved his hand. "Go." Su Yun smiled. He didn't come here to eat. He naturally had his reasons for coming out to eat. Who knows, he might be able to find some clues in the end. Tang Jiu was really speechless toward Su Yun. Since they came out to eat, why did he say it was simple? It was better to eat comfortably at home. Soon, the hotel's waiter made 20 exquisite dishes according to the standard for 5 people. The portions were enough for everyone. This showed that the hotel valued the Tang family. Tang Jingtian's words were taken seriously. Soon, the waiter gave Tang Jingtian a bowl of bird's nest. "Mr. Tang, this is for you." Chapter 166. When the bird's nest was served, Tang Jiu finally understood Su Yun's true intentions. Tang Jingtian smiled slightly, thinking that Su Yun's thoughts were really meticulous to the point of being even more meticulous than the eye of a needle. This was definitely not something an ordinary person could do. Su Yun smiled, then pointed at the table in front of him. "Come put it here. Uncle Tang doesn't want to eat bird's nest today. Let me try it for him." The waiter clearly knew Tang Jingtian's habits. He was slightly startled. "Mr. Tang, don't you have a stomach? Do as he says." This is my VIP." Tang Jingtian smiled. "Give him the bird's nest. He should drink it while it's hot." Su Yun Jiu, or being able to meet you is my fortune from my past life." Tang Jiu frowned and snorted. "Why do I feel like I'm the unlucky one?" Guagua clicked her tongue. Sister little Jiu, I don't like to hear you say things like that. It's too unreliable to say things that go against your heart. There should be a limit to saying things that are ironic. Otherwise it would seem too fake. This isn't my style." "Little thing, you're really close to your father. I'm not your real sister anymore, right?" Tang Jiu snorted. Fine. I've seen through you. I doted on you for nothing." Guagua didn't back down. "I'm just stating facts." Tang Jingtian watched as Su Yun drank the bird's nest. He smiled and asked, "How's the taste?" Su Yun savored it carefully and nodded. "It's a very good taste. Not bad at all. The food from a 5-star hotel is indeed extraordinary. The bird's nest was indeed very good." Su Yun didn't taste anything else. Su Yun, who was extremely sensitive to the taste of medicine, was certain that there were no traces of tampering. Tang Jingtian nodded. He understood what Su Yun meant. It seemed that the only way to inject him with the drugs was at home. However, he really didn't want to suspect that Auntie Shay would do such a thing. Guagua shook her head and said, "You may know a person's face but not his heart. Don't have the heart to harm others, but don't let your guard down. Nowadays, the world is no longer what it used to be." "You're a smart person." Tang Jiu sighed. When she thought that this matter might have something to do with Auntie Shui, her heart felt as if it was blocked by something. This feeling was not something that others could understand. How could Auntie Shui, who had been in the Tang family for more than 40 years, do such a thing? Don't think too much about it. If it is, then it is. If it isn't, then it isn't. There aren't so many reasons. Tang Jingtian smiled, as if he had seen through it all. "Jior, the truth is the truth. There's probably only one person who can do this now." Tang Jiu's smile was bitter. She shook her head and said, "I know. I just don't want to believe it. When you grow up, you have to bear more things." Su Yun smiled. It's not scary to know that you've been sold. What's scary is that you've been sold and still helped count the money. Tang Jingtian let out a long sigh. I'll talk to your Auntie Shay about this. After all, it's been so many years. Perhaps she has her own difficulties. Su Yin smiled. Uncle Tang let me do it. After all, I'm an outsider. Then I'll take Guogua out to play. I don't want to see Auntie Shay suffer. Tang Jio's eyes wandered. Guogua, where do you want to go? Guogua pondered for a while. A bar? You? Tang Jio was stunned. I can drink. Let Sister Cho Yen drink with you. Guogua was definitely a little adult. They all say that you can drown your sorrows with alcohol. Hee, Sister Cho Yen's alcohol tolerance isn't low. Tang Jio didn't want to admit defeat. I'm very confident in my alcohol tolerance. Cho Yen had been quiet ever since she came to Jibei City. At this moment, she suddenly opened her mouth. Okay, I also want to find someone who can drink with me. I haven't drunk in a long time. Let's do it tonight. Okay, no problem. Tang Jio heard Cho Yen's provocative words. He thought that she might have some opinions about him because of Su Yun. In that case, he might as well drink with her. At most, they wouldn't go home until they were drunk. She smiled. Now that we're done eating, let's go to the amusement park. Finding some excitement will make me feel better. At night, Su Yin, you and my dad will go home. The three of us will go to the bar. Tang Jingtian knew that his girl was feeling uncomfortable. She could drink a little. Tang Jingtian could tell that Cho Yun wasn't an ordinary person. Therefore, he was relieved. Go. Don't drink too much. At least remember the way home. Of course. Don't you still have me? Guogua patted her chest and promised. Su Yun smiled bitterly. You guys are determined to lead my goddaughter astray, aren't you? Children should never drink. It will affect their mental development. Guogua, don't just focus on your body development. You need to be clear-headed, okay? Of course. Guogua still said the same thing. Due to his poor health, Tang Jingtian had not come out for a long time. He also decided to accompany them to the amusement park. However, he was not going there for fun. His heart might not be able to withstand that kind of stimulation. He directly said that he was the wallet that paid the bill. At least, Su Yin didn't have any objections. Guogua was also willing to take Tang Jingtian along. She said that it was meaningless for him to go home alone. Moreover, he had to face a dangerous person. She was too worried. Although Auntie Shay was most suspicious of drugging Tang Jingtian didn't have to worry that Auntie Shay would do anything to him. However, Guogua's words made sense. It was indeed meaningless for him to go home alone. Jibei City was indeed a provincial city. The 100 Flowers amusement park was definitely not comparable to the large-scale amusement parks in places like Beijing and Xinjiang. There were all kinds of things that you couldn't imagine. There was nothing that you couldn't play. Tang Jio had already made it clear that he was looking for excitement. Things like the U-shaped skateboard and the super pendulum were necessary to warm up. He definitely wouldn't miss the drop tower roller coaster. He definitely wanted to try the new human flesh propeller. He definitely wouldn't miss the death scooter. Anyway, after this round, Su Yin was convinced. Spending money to suffer? This level was good. If there was a chance in the future, he would definitely recommend the Dragon Fury team's training base to do the same. Every day after dinner, they would have fun. He guaranteed that everyone would feel like they were on steroids every day. At night, the five of them didn't go home for dinner. Under Tang Jio's lead, they went to a good barbecue restaurant. Even Guogua was surprised and asked Tang Jio how he knew about this small restaurant. Tang Jio seemed to be quite familiar with the owner. When I was in university, I would come here with my classmates to order a few skewers and drink a few glasses of beer when I was in a bad mood. It was a very comfortable feeling. You're just a kid. You wouldn't understand. Guogua stuck out her tongue and said disdainfully, "You're looking for the feeling of going against the flow of sadness into a river? Who doesn't know that? What's the big deal? Alright, just order whatever you want." Tang Jio then called the owner in. "I'll have the same old." "Okay." The owner was a woman in her 50s. She looked very capable. She turned to the man in charge of the barbecue and said, "Little Tang, same old." Su Yin didn't hold back. Then I'll have 10 skewers, 10 tendons, 2 lamb kidneys, and a bunch of chives. I want to nourish myself while I'm still young. Uncle Tang, what do you want? Do you want the same as me? Sure, same. Tang Jingtian smiled. He didn't feel much about this kind of food. He just wanted to accompany his daughter. Su Yun chuckled. That's a must. Grill 2 kidneys for Uncle Tang too. He's old but still strong. It's good for nourishment. Tang Jiu was speechless. He rolled his eyes at Su Yun. This guy was really impudent. With her current relationship with him, her father was still his temporary father-in-law, right? How could he talk to his father-in-law like that? 2 kidneys to nourish. Guogua ate happily. Give me 2 of everything on the menu. I want to try everything with Sister Cho Yun. Hee, if you don't want it, don't regret it. You can't eat mine later. Even with our relationship, you can't eat it. Su Yun tried to curry favor with her. Guogua shook her head. If I don't like it, as my father, I can't waste it. Damn. Su Yunjin really had to hand it to her precious goddaughter. Although it was a small barbecue restaurant, Tang Jiu ate very comfortably. This long-lost feeling made her temporarily forget the unhappiness that Auntie Shay brought to her. Maybe her father and Su Yun were right. Some things can't be changed. Tang Jingtian thought back to when he was young. Su Yun thought back to when he was relaxing with his brothers after a mission. Tang Jiu thought back to when he was carefree in university. And Cho Yun thought back to when she was eating something like this for the first time. So she had a different feeling than the others. As for Guogua, there was only one word that could describe her feeling: bloated. Su Yun followed Tang Jiu's request and sent them to the most popular bar in Jibei City, Fantasy Bar. Then he went home with Tang Jingtian. Tang Jingtian wanted to know why Auntie Shay did this, and Su Yun wanted to know the real mastermind. Before the two entered the house, Su Yun asked a question. Uncle Tang, is there anything in the Tang family that you never touch? Something that belongs to Auntie Shay? Tang Jingtian was in a difficult position, but in the end he said, it's her husband's urn. Su Yun was surprised. Oh, Auntie Shay had a husband? Tang Jingtian let out a long sigh. Her husband used to be a driver for the Tang family. In an accident, Tang Long's father, Tang Kun's father, and her husband all passed away. They had only been married for 2 months, and the Tang family owed her a lot. Why are you asking this? That's the most important thing to her. She wouldn't let anyone touch it. Su Yun's expression was serious. Uncle Tang, if there's no evidence, then there's no proof. You're saying you want to? Tang Jingtian's expression also became serious. Su Yun, the dead are great. This is not something that can be touched. I don't want things to develop to this point. Chapter 167. In Su Yun's memory, he had only made one wrong decision, and that had directly led to Yinlong's death. Therefore, no matter what Su Yun did now, he would consider more comprehensively and never do anything impulsive. Tang Jingtian chose to acquiesce in the end. Although it was disrespectful, he had to get to the bottom of this matter. Hearing the car come back, Auntie Shay opened the door. Seeing only Tang Jingtian and Su Yun, she asked, Little Tang, where's Jiu? Didn't she come back with you? Tang Jingtian shook his head. She wants to calm down outside. After all, too many things have happened in the Tang family recently. I think it's not a bad thing to give her some space. Sister Shui, don't worry about her. Cho Yun and Guogua are with her. Su Yun also smiled. Auntie Shay, you really care about Jiu? No wonder she's so close to you. Every time she talks about you, it's all good things. Jiu's mother passed away early. I've always treated her like my own daughter, Auntie Shay said faintly. A gloomy expression appeared on Aunt Shui's face as she let out a long sigh. What's the point of me saying all this? It's all in the past. Su Yun took the opportunity to get straight to the point. Auntie Shay, I heard your husband passed away many years ago. I don't want to talk about this. Auntie Shay immediately denied. She didn't give Su Yun any chance to speak again. That's all in the past. I don't want to think about it anymore. Also, it has nothing to do with you. Su Yun hurriedly said. The dead are the most important. Since I'm here, I have to pay my respects. Auntie Shay coldly scolded. No need. Sister Shui, I haven't talked to Brother Guhua in a long time. Just think of it as me wanting to see him today. Tang Jingtian finally spoke. He didn't want to get involved in this matter, but after seeing Aunt Shay's reaction, Tang Jingtian had to say something. He remembered that every time she talked about her deceased husband, she was very peaceful. She would never react so violently. Hearing Tang Jingtian speak, Auntie Shui was slightly startled. In the end, she nodded and agreed to let the two go to her room. Auntie Shui's room was neither big nor small. It was about 20 square meters. As a servant's room, it also showed the strength of the Tang family. Everything in the room was very simple. There was a single bed, a simple wooden sofa and a table. There was a black and white photo on the table, and in front of the photo was an exquisite urn. Su Yun bowed to the photo seriously and said in his heart, "Sorry for the offense." At the moment when Tang Jingtian and Auntie Shui weren't paying attention, Su Yun actually stepped forward and picked up the urn. He said to himself, "What an exquisite box. Auntie Shui, there must be something very important to you in it." Not to mention Auntie Shui. Even Tang Jingtian was shocked. This guy was too sudden. There were no signs before he took action. Even Tang Jingtian felt inferior to this swift and decisive method. Auntie Shui's face instantly turned pale. She was so angry that her voice trembled. Put it down. Put it down. I'm a very curious person. I really want to know what treasure is inside." As Su Yun spoke, he did something even more extreme. He actually opened the urn. Tang Jingtian's expression changed at this moment. Auntie Shui directly sat on the ground. Su Yun looked at the contents of the urn and smiled. "I made the right bet." Tang Jingtian's chest heaved up and down violently. He slowly took the box from Su Yun that he thought contained Gu Hua's ashes, only to find that it was actually filled with various bottles of quinidine, aminophylline, digitalis, and digoxin. Auntie Shui seemed to know that there was no point in explaining, so she didn't say anything. Why? After Tang Jingtian learned the truth, he became much more peaceful. Auntie Shui looked up at Tang Jingtian and said word by word, "Tang Jingtian, did you do something to the car accident back then?" This question was obviously a bolt from the blue. Su Yun didn't think that this grudge could be traced back so far. Could it be that Tang Jingtian had used some extreme methods to get to where he was today? Tang Jingtian didn't avoid Auntie Shui's gaze. In the end, he chose to nod. "Why?" Auntie Shui asked. Tang Jingtian looked up at the ceiling and said indifferently, "Auntie Shui, there are some things that I really don't know how to say. If I didn't let old 4 and old 5 die that day, the person who died would have been me." "Then why did you let Gu Hua die too?" Auntie Shui was already sobbing. "Do you know how he treated you? Although he is your chauffeur and your servant, he treats you as his boss and his own younger brother. I have never seen Gu Hua treat anyone like you. Tang Jingtian, how could you be so cruel? Why did you let Gu Hua send them off when you knew that the car was tampered with?" Tang Jingtian didn't say anything. After a long time he said indifferently, "Because he was the closest person to me. Only he drove that day. Old 4 and old 5 sat in the car. If it was another driver, they wouldn't have gotten in the car." Auntie Shui said angrily, "Tang Jingtian, you're the most ruthless person in the Tang family." "Sister Shui, that's all in the past. I've also repented. After all, it's been so many years. I've suffered a lot. Isn't that punishment?" Tang Jingtian frowned. "I've always been sincere to you and Gu Hua. You know this as well. He's dead. It's useless to say anything." Auntie Shui shook her head. She looked very dispirited. Su Yun knew that it was cruel to ask questions now, but he still said, "Auntie Shui, you probably only found out about this recently, right? I want to know who told you." Auntie Shui looked coldly at Su Yun. "If it wasn't for you, you still want me to tell you? Dream on." "Auntie Shui, even if you don't say it, we can easily guess that it must be one of the children of the 2 people who died with your husband. One is Tang Long, and the other is Tang Kun. I've met both of them. Tang Kun doesn't seem to have the ability." Su Yun shrugged. "So the answer is obvious. I don't want to say too much. Perhaps the Tang family wronged you in the past, but we've been trying to make up for it. Now you're the one who wronged the Tang family. Tangjung Tian stood up. Sister Shui, I'll forgive you no matter what you do. Everything in the world has a cycle of cause and effect. What happened today is all because of what I did that day. I can't blame anyone else. After the two left, Auntie Shui still sat on the floor by herself. She didn't get up for a long time. She knew that she didn't have the face to continue staying in this house. She had wronged Tangjung Tian and Tangjio. In the fantasy bar, Tangjio took Cho Yun and Guogua to a private room. He asked the waiter to bring 2 bottles of Absolute vodka and 2 different flavors of fruit juice. Then he said to Cho Yun, I like this. If you don't like it, then order something else. Cho Yun didn't hesitate at all. She picked up a bottle and said, I'm fine with anything. Guogua only had to choose between the peach juice and pomegranate juice. Then she sat down obediently. Tonight, the two would definitely compete in drinking. She just had to stay here and watch the show. Even a little kid like Guogua could tell that something was wrong with Cho Yun. This was clearly caused by the relationship between Su Yun and Tangjio. Let's go? Tangjio said casually, but he also picked up a bottle and placed it in front of him. From the looks of it, the two didn't have any intention of using glasses. Cho Yun nodded. Let's go. After that, the two of them raised their mouths to the bottle and poured the wine down their throats. The word pour was definitely very appropriate. The feeling of drinking was like a thirsty person drinking Sprite. They drank it like their lives depended on it. Originally, the combination of these two beauties and a little demon in the bar was already dazzling enough. Now these two beauties who could make the birds alight and the beasts fall from the sky started to compete in drinking. Moreover, it was a bottle of vodka. After all, vodka wasn't beer. Not many people dared to drink it like this. Guogua sighed and drank her juice silently. She felt helpless. The matters between men and women were really troublesome. It was quite a headache. If Wan Qingshui's mother was here, she would probably join the ranks of this drinking competition. However, even 100 Wan Qing's mother wouldn't be able to outdrink Tangjio and Cho Yun, right? In just half a minute, the whole bottle of vodka was poured down. It was completely subdued. Cho Yun put down the bottle lightly. She didn't look like she had just drunk. Tangjio smiled slightly and put down the bottle as well. Cho Yun, I didn't expect your alcohol tolerance to be so good. I'm very happy to have you drink with me tonight. I'm serious. Same here, Cho Yun said. I didn't expect your alcohol tolerance to be so good either. Tangjio still had a smile on his face. This is only the beginning. Let's continue. As he said that, Tangjio waved his hand. Waiter, come, let's continue. Vodka, give me 10 bottles. Oh damn. This tone, how arrogant. Tangjio was really treating the strong liquor that the Russians drank as plain water. Guogua knew Cho Yun's alcohol tolerance. Now that she saw Tangjio's alcohol tolerance, she wasn't worried. At most, they would all drink too much. She could just call her father to pick them up. It didn't matter. When the 10 bottles of vodka were served, a man took the opportunity to lean over. As he said, You two beauties, put your drinks on me. He pulled a chair and sat between Tangjio and Cho Yun. Guogua immediately frowned. She hated this kind of fly the most. It made her feel disgusted. You two beauties have good alcohol tolerance. Do you mind if I sit here for a while? My brother Ha likes to be friends with forthright people who drink. The man introduced himself. It's fate that we met here today. Why don't we have a drink together? Tonight's expenses are all on me. This young and rich aura was definitely extraordinary. His face was full of confidence, as if no girl had ever rejected him. Get lost. Chapter 168. Brother Ha's eyes widened, and he couldn't react for a moment. She was the first girl who dared to speak to him like that in the nightclub. No matter where she came from, Brother Ha didn't plan to let her pass easily because her one word made him lose face. Before Brother Ha could speak, someone had already started to tease him. Brother Ha, you can't even handle a girl? Ha ha ha. Do you need us to help you? Brothers, when have you seen a girl that Brother Ha, can't handle? Brother Ha snorted. This girl is hot enough, but I like it. I like to play with girls who go against me. Isn't that interesting? Hee. This is much more interesting than bringing a girl home for you to play with like a dead person. Tangjio was already in a bad mood. Now that she was teased by this bastard in front of her, of course she was furious. She suddenly stood up, grabbed a beer bottle and scolded. I told you to get lost. Don't you understand human language? Brother Ha frowned and looked at the beer bottle in Tangjio's hand, then looked at Tangjio. Yo, are you threatening me? Haha. Are you going to make a move? Come, throw it here. If you're right, throw it at my head. Come, Brother Ha will let you hit me. Tangjio couldn't maintain her rationality now. She directly picked up the bottle and smashed it at this bastard's head. However, this hooligan wasn't a fool. Although he said that, he definitely wouldn't let himself get hit for nothing. Just as Tangjio's bottle was about to hit him, he suddenly reached out and grabbed the bottle with his hand. How could Tangjio be a match for a bastard? When the other party exerted force, the bottle in her hand was directly snatched away. Beauty, I'll take it as you're toasting me. After I drink this bottle of wine, we can talk about anything. Brother Ha said. If you don't know what's good for you, don't blame me for not giving you any face. I'll say it here. Even if I do you in public today, no one will dare to stand up for you. Padash. In the crisp sound of a slap, Brother Ha was slapped until he spun around and knelt on the ground. His left cheek was instantly swollen, as if he had eaten a big steamed bun that was stuck in his mouth. He didn't even realize who had hit him after he fell to the ground. Tangjio stared in shock at Cho Yun, who had moved as fast as lightning. Guagua, on the other hand, was still sipping her juice in boredom. She knew that hooligans of this level were no match for Cho Yun, so she naturally did not feel threatened. However, she had already been in Jibei for 2 days. She was starting to miss Ruan Qingshuang. If I tell you to get lost, then get lost. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Cho Yun said coldly. I'm warning you one last time. Get lost. Stay away from me. Brother Ha had never suffered such humiliation before. This time, he didn't just lose face. This was a huge setback. Moreover, they were in the bar that he was most familiar with, and there were so many people that he was familiar with around him. This statement was absolutely accurate and directly blocked Brother Ha's heart. Without needing him to speak, his brothers had already surrounded him, looking like they were looking for trouble. Brother Ha endured the burning pain on his left cheek and stood up. He almost gritted his teeth and said, Fine, you have guts. B*TCH, I gave you face but you don't want it, right? Then I'll let you know whose territory this is. Brothers, go. Just as 7 or 8 people were about to rush forward and Cho Yun was ready to take them all down, a loud shout sounded in the bar. You don't want to live anymore, right? With this shout, there was no sound in the entire bar except for the music. It seemed that everyone was frightened by this voice. When their eyes focused on the person who came, they didn't even dare to breathe loudly. Tang Yifei's appearance surprised even Tangjio. At this time he shouldn't be in the mood to drink here, right? Black Martin and Hu Lang quickly walked out behind Tang Yifei. Hu Lang stood behind Tangjio, and Black Martin mercilessly kicked Brother Ha, who was still arrogant just a moment ago. He flew out a few meters and knocked over 2 tables. Brother Ha was kicked so hard, but he didn't even dare to fart. He didn't even dare to breathe loudly. Those who were ready to help him just now also lowered their heads, wishing that they could bury their heads in their pants. Although Black Martin and Hu Lang's reputation in Huaxia's underworld was a lot dimmer, they were still very useful in Jibei City. Who didn't know these 2 people from the Tang family? Living in Jibei City for so many years was really a waste. Although the person who called himself Brother Ha was usually very arrogant, he was still a second-tier rich second generation in the provincial capital. He was the kind who could afford to drive a BMW and play with foreign girls. However, in front of a big playboy like Tang Yifei, he wasn't even worth a fart. He was only worthy of carrying shoes. Of course, he didn't dare to provoke Black Martin. She was a fierce person who could kill a bull with 1 punch. This was not a groundless rumor. 2 years ago, a Spanish circus came here to perform. Tangjio didn't expect that the circus would bring a fighting bull. In the end, she, who was wearing a red coat, directly caused the fighting bull to rush over. If it wasn't for Black Martin's quick action, she grabbed the bull's horn and punched the bull's head, Tangjio would have been hospitalized. No one would have thought that Black Martin's punch would kill the fighting bull. She became a legendary figure in Jibei City. Therefore, a small character like Brother Ha who couldn't stand on the big stage respected and feared her. Even if he was slapped 100 times in the face, he wouldn't dare to make a sound, let alone being kicked. Moreover, the second young master of the Tang family, Tang Yifei, was also here. He wasn't even worthy of licking anyone's toes. "Stop the music!" Tang Yifei impatiently scolded. The whole place was instantly silent. A tall and fat man quickly appeared in front of Tang Yifei. He looked like a slave and nodded his head and bowed. "Io, second young master Tang, who offended you? If you're unhappy in my shop, then I can't afford to take responsibility, hee. Fifth fatty, are you blind? Don't you know my ninth sister?" Tang Yifei said as he pointed at Tang Jiu. "My sister came here to have a drink. How could she meet someone who's blind enough to cause trouble for her? Also, don't you know how to F***king handle it? If you don't want this bar anymore, just say it. I'll F***king smash it for you right now." Fifth Fatty's face was miserable. He didn't expect this girl to be the ninth young mistress of the Tang family. No wonder she had such a temperament. Damn it, how did this happen to him? This matter could not be blamed on Fifth Fatty. It was normal for men and women to have some hooking up in the bar. If a man tried to hit on a woman as the boss, he would chase him out. Who would dare to come to his bar to play in the future? Moreover, among the girls who came to bars to drink, at least 9 out of 10 were green TB** cheese. Who could F***king tell who was a good person who couldn't be offended? Then, it was even more impossible to tell who was the master that they couldn't afford to offend. This master who couldn't be offended even if he was beaten to death. Why did she have to come to his nightclub? She would definitely be hit on no matter where she went, right? I'm really blind. Fifth Fatty had been in society for more than 10 years. He also had connections in society. He knew very well what kind of people he could afford to offend, and what kind of people he had to be obedient in front of. "Second young master, I really didn't know that the ninth young mistress would come here to drink. Why don't you give me 2 slaps? Brother Ha, who was trembling just now, was now paralyzed on the ground. Even his pants felt warm. How could he not pee when he saw Tang Yifei so angry? At most, he would flaunt his strength in front of ordinary people. However, Tang Yifei was a master who could make his whole family unable to survive in Jibei City. "We don't need you to interfere in our matters." Guogua finally finished the pomegranate juice. She slowly opened the peach juice and said to Cho Yun, "Right, Sister Xiaojiu? We still have Sister Cho Yun by our side." Tang Yifei didn't have time to play with the child. He looked at Cho Yun and smiled. "I know that you have extraordinary skills. However, since we're in Jibei City, I don't intend to let the guests fight. Let my people handle this. I'd like to invite you to my house for a cup of tea." Cho Yun said coldly. "I'm afraid that's not necessary." "Miss Cho, I already guessed that I might not be able to invite you. However, it doesn't matter. I believe that there will be someone who can invite you." After Tang Yifei finished speaking, a figure slowly walked out from the darkness. Cho Yun sensed that the person had a different aura. It was much stronger than the aura of the 2 second-rate masters, Sable and Hulang. "I didn't expect to meet the violent Fox Supreme in Jibei City. I'm so lucky." The person slowly raised his head and glanced at Cho Yun like 2 cold blades. When Cho Yun saw the red birthmark that occupied half of the person's face, she was instantly stunned. How could she not be shocked? After all, the person was Ghostface Azura, a first-rate master among first-rate masters. Even 2 years ago when Violent Fox Supreme was in the limelight, Ghostface Azura was more famous than her. This was also the reason why Sable and Hulang could recognize Ghostface Azura, but not Violent Fox Supreme. Tang Yifei could see the shock on Cho Yun's face. He smiled and said, "It seems that the person I invited is important enough. Miss Cho, how about it? Have you decided to give me some face?" "Fox Supreme," Ghostface Azura said softly, "if we fight here, I'm afraid we'll hurt the innocent. I think we should talk outside." The underworld had its own rules. Masters like them would not submit to each other with just a few words. Ghostface Azura knew this very well. If he could not defeat Chou Yun today, Tang Yifei would not be able to bring Tang Jiu and the little girl home to use as a bargaining chip. Chou Yun knew what she had to face the moment Ghostface Azura appeared. Without hesitation, she stood up and walked out. Ghostface Azura's lips curled up. He chuckled and followed her out. Chapter 169. Tang Yifei. What's the meaning of this? Tang Jiu glared. Chou Yun is my guest. What are you trying to do? Compared to Tang Jiu's anger, Guogua was much calmer. She wasn't worried that something would happen to Chou Yun. Instead, she was worried about the other party. After all, Guogua wasn't at the level where she could see through Ghostface Azura's strength. Tang Yifei frowned slightly. Sister Jiu, I'm here to help you vent your anger. Now you're yelling at me. Do you think this is appropriate? You should at least give me some face, right? There are so many people watching. I can handle my own matters. Tang Jiu obviously didn't appreciate it. Tang Yifei was the one who tore apart her father's face in front of everyone in the Tang family. Even though her second uncle said a lot of good things, Tang Jiu didn't plan on forgiving him so quickly. Tang Yifei, don't be a dog trying to catch a mouse here. Take your people and leave. I don't want to see you. Tang Yifei snorted. Of course I'm leaving. Not only am I leaving, but I'm taking you with me. Impossible. Tang Jiu panicked. Tang Yifei's arrogant attitude made Tang Jiu more and more disgusted. Whenever she thought of Tang Yifei trying to usurp the throne and take control of the Tang family, Tang Jiu's heart was filled with unspeakable disgust. This disgust came from the heart. Even though she more or less understood that it wasn't Tang Yifei who was doing this to her father, she still hated him deeply in her heart. Tang Jiu, do you think your words still count now? Tang Yifei said calmly. He said to Black Martin with a relaxed expression, Black Martin, we're leaving. You should know how to deal with people who bully Miss Jiu. Without another word, Black Martin strode forward and picked up Brother Ha, who was sitting on the ground with one hand. No, don't. Spare me, Brother Martin. I know I'm wrong. Brother Fei, no, Master Fei. I had eyes but failed to recognize Mount Tai. I was blind. Please be magnanimous and let me go? All right. Let me go? However, no matter how much he begged, Tang Yifei's face was expressionless. He only snorted coldly. If you knew this would happen, why did you do it in the first place? Do you think a piece of trash like you can humiliate a member of the Tang family? Umph. As soon as he finished speaking, Black Martin's fist had already shot out like a cannonball and smashed fiercely into that unlucky bastard's face. That arrogant and unruly face instantly turned red, as if someone had opened a dye shop. Moreover, it was only dyed red. Big Brother Ha's body was sent flying by Black Martin's fist. Black Martin had no intention of stopping as he followed up with a series of violent kicks and stomps. In less than 10 seconds, the person on the ground had gone from begging for mercy to screaming, and now, he was completely silent. No one knew if he was dead or alive. Black Martin was also a ruthless person. Even though he knew that the person on the ground was on the verge of death, he didn't stop until Tang Yifei gave the order. In the end, he beat the bastard to the point that even Tang Jiu couldn't bear to watch. That's enough. Tang Yifei waved his hand. Black Martin was really tired from kicking and stopped to breathe a sigh of relief. The boss of Fantasy Bar, Fatty Wu, swallowed a mouthful of saliva. If this person wasn't sent to the hospital as soon as possible, he would probably die in his bar. However, with Tang Yifei here, who would dare to send him to the hospital? Perhaps no one would even dare to call 120 for emergency treatment. Fatty Wu, don't let me see this person appear in your bar again, understand? Tang Yifei raised his eyebrows and said. Fatty Wu hurriedly nodded. Yes. I will never let this bastard take half a step into my bar again. Remember what you said. Tang Yifei said, then waved to Hulang. Take Miss Jiu away. Hulang stretched out his hand and made a gesture of invitation. Miss Jiu, please. I said I won't go back with you. You don't have to worry about my business. Can you stop pretending here? Tang Jiu said angrily. Tang Yifei, do you think that by pretending to be a good person in front of me now, you can make up for the mistakes you made before? Let me tell you, I came here to drink today with my father's permission. Don't use me to flatter him. Tang Yifei let out a long sigh of relief. Sister Jiu, do you think I'm going to take you back to your house? Tang Jiu snorted. Then what can you do? Guagua, who was calmly drinking her juice, was shocked. Her sixth sense was definitely strong enough. Of course not. I'm still hoping to use you to exchange for the Tang family. Do you think it's possible to give you back to Uncle Tang obediently like this? Tang Yifei laughed sinisterly. Sister Jiu, don't always think of me as your second brother who likes to meddle in other people's business. I admit that maybe I did care about you because I cared about you before, but not anymore. I'm afraid you don't want to acknowledge me as your brother anymore, so I don't need to hide it from you. Today, I'm going to take you to a place you don't like to go, but I have no choice. Tang Jiu looked at Tang Yifei in shock. What did you say? You're going to kidnap me? Guagua rolled her eyes and knew that the situation was not good. While everyone was still in a daze, she jumped off the chair and wanted to run out to ask Chou Yen for help. However, she was caught by Black Martin and brought back. Guagua was not convinced. She said angrily, My Chou Yen sister will be back soon. You guys be careful. I'm afraid she won't be coming back. Tang Yifei snorted. Little girl, do you think you're very powerful? But let me tell you, I can invite people who are more powerful than you. Guagua realized that she was in trouble now. Chou Yen had been out for a few minutes. If she had dealt with the enemy, she should have done it long ago. Why was there no movement at all? Tang Yifei looked at Tang Jiu and ordered Sable and Hu Lang again. Take the two of them to my car. Leave the man to Azura. He can handle it himself. Hu Lang took a deep breath and said to Tang Jiu, Miss Jiu, I'm sorry. After saying that, he restrained Tang Jiu and locked her hands behind her back. Miss Jiu, please come with us. Tang Jiu was furious. However, no matter how much she scolded, Hu Lang ignored her and dragged her out. Guagua wisely gave up on resisting. She knew that it would be a waste of energy to resist at a time like this, so she obediently took the unfinished peach juice and allowed Black Martin to carry her away. She had no intention of resisting at all. Before Tang Yifei left, he waved his hand at Fifth Fatty and pointed at the trash on the ground who had been beaten half to death by Black Martin. Fifth Fatty, deal with this person as you see fit. Just don't let him die. I won't go as far as to kill someone for my disappointing sister. I don't have that much time to deal with this kind of trouble. Yes. Second young master, don't worry. Leave the rest to me. It's bad luck for such a fool to die in my bar. I'll definitely send him to the hospital. Don't worry. Fifth Fatty was still nodding and bowing. Tang Yifei turned his head and walked towards the door. He said in a soft voice, Just don't let him die. It's no big deal. If you don't cripple him, I'm afraid he won't learn his lesson. Yes. Fifth Fatty nodded repeatedly. He followed behind Tang Yifei and sent him out. At the same time, he gestured to the people behind him to call for an ambulance. Brother Hao was really on the verge of death. If he was thrown out on the street, people would believe that he was dead. After they walked out of the bar, there was no sign of Chou Yen. Guagua was scared. Her heart was pounding. After all, she was in Jibei City, a place she was unfamiliar with. Chou Yen was missing and Su Yin was not by her side. How could she not be scared? Then, Guagua was shoved into a black Mercedes-Benz R-Class business car. This time, Guagua could not hold it in anymore. She opened her mouth slightly and said, Sister Xiaojiu, I'm scared. Tang Jiu was also shoved into the car. Although Tang Jiu wanted to resist, she knew that it would be useless. She might even scare Guagua. Thus, she gave up on resisting. She quickly grabbed Guagua's hand and comforted her. It's okay. Don't be afraid. Sister Xiaojiu is here. Don't worry, as long as I'm here, they won't dare to do anything. Guagua could tell that Tang Jiu was pretending. Sister Xiaojiu, they even dared to kidnap you. Even so, they won't dare to do anything to me. Tang Jiu was full of confidence at this time. If they want to exchange me with my father for the Tang family, they won't dare to touch a single strand of my hair. Otherwise, let alone the Tang family, they won't even be able to exchange anything from the Tang family. Everyone got into the car. Black Martin drove. Hu Lang sat in the back and watched them. Tang Yifei, who was sitting in the back, sat in the front passenger seat. He heard Tang Jiu's words and immediately laughed. Even if Uncle Tang is not willing to exchange the Tang family with me, I won't touch a single strand of my sister's hair. Hee, but if you don't cooperate, I'm afraid that woman will suffer a little. Guoguo's eyes widened. It seemed that Chou Yun was really in trouble this time. The strange feeling in her heart was real. Tang Yifei, I'm telling you, if your people dare to touch my friend, I'll make sure you all die a horrible death. Tang Jiu threatened. If you have the ability, come at me. Don't lay your hands on innocent people. Tang Yifei snorted. He's innocent? If he's innocent, then wouldn't I be innocent of all the evil things I've done? Ha ha ha, Sister Jiu, don't worry. As long as you cooperate, all of you will be fine. If you don't cooperate, let alone them, even if it's you, I won't be merciful. Tang Jiu gritted his teeth and squeezed out a few words. Tang Yifei, you're really a bastard. If you think that you're the only one who has eyes on the Tang family, then you're gravely mistaken. I really don't understand how the Tang family produced two prodigals like you. What a misfortune. Tang Yifei, let me tell you, my father's illness won't get worse. You're on your own now. Chapter 170. Tang Jiu smiled. Second brother, I didn't expect you to be so anxious. Hee, are you afraid that others will snatch away the things that you originally wanted to snatch? As the saying goes, fish with fish, shrimps tease shrimps, and turtles look for turtles and tortoises. You guys hang out together every day, so how could you not know who it is? Tang Yifei's cheek muscles twitched slightly. He tried his best to look calm on the surface, but he had to ask himself many times in his heart. Why didn't I see through Tang Long's cunning plot before? Why did Tang Long start to make me unable to understand him now? Could it be that that guy was really hiding so deeply? Tang Yifei, you think you're the mastermind, but you're just Tang Long's target. In the end, you won't be the one to reap the benefits. Tang Jiu sneered. You should thank me. If I didn't bring Su Yun back and expose everything, you'd be sold by others. Tang Yifei, I really feel sorry for you. Tang Yifei stared at Tang Jiu. Tang Jiu, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Tell me clearly, what did Tang Long do? Tang Jiu rolled his eyes at Tang Yifei. He's not as clean as you. Tang Yifei felt like thousands of ants were crawling on his heart, but he knew that he wouldn't get an answer even if he kept asking. Tang Yifei wasn't afraid of blowing things up, so he called Tang Long directly. Guogua couldn't help but blame Tang Jiu for revealing everything. If Tang Long knew that they had noticed something was wrong with him, then everything her father had done would have been in vain. What if Tang Long ran away? Where could they go to catch him? Tang Yifei went straight to the point and asked, What have you done? Tang Long was silent for about 10 seconds on the other end of the phone. Then he slowly said, Second brother, I don't understand what you're talking about. What's the matter? Enough. Stop pretending in front of me. What on earth have you been hiding from me? Why did Jiu say that you're not as clean as I am? Tang Long, I felt that something was wrong when Uncle Tang fell ill. Does this have something to do with you? Although Tang Yifei wasn't that scheming, it didn't mean that he was a fool. Although he didn't understand some things, it didn't mean that he wouldn't doubt it. Second brother, what nonsense are you talking about? Tang Long said. I really don't understand what you're talking about. Can you make it a little clearer? Even if you want to frame me, you need to have evidence. Tang Yifei interrupted Tang Long impatiently. Cut the crap. I don't want to listen to your nonsense. Ninth sister wouldn't talk nonsense to me about this. Don't pretend in front of me. I'm warning you, you'd better not have any ideas about the Tang family. Tang Long sneered. Second brother, I'll tell you one more time. I'm different from you. I didn't say that I wanted the Tang family. I don't support you in this matter. Also, I reminded you that Uncle Tang's condition has improved, and asked you to give up your plan. But you didn't listen to me, so I can't do anything about it. Since you want to jump off the cliff, I've done everything I can. If you still want to jump, I won't stop you. Tang Jiu, who had been silent all this time, finally couldn't help but say, Tang Long, how do you know that my father's condition has improved? Who told you? Tang Long was really confused. He would never have thought that Tang Jiu would be with Tang Yifei. Everyone should hate Tang Yifei now. Why would Tang Jiu be with him? At first, Tang Yifei said that Tang Jiu said that he was not as clean as him. Tang Long thought that Tang Yifei was lying to him. Now he realized that it was the truth. Ninth sister, why are you with him? Tang Long said nervously. Don't listen to his nonsense. Tang Yifei has completely lost his mind now. You'd better stay away from him. Listen to Brother Long. Tang Jiu listened to Tang Long's concerned voice. She really didn't want to believe that her father's condition was manipulated by him and Aunt Shay. But now, what reason did she have not to believe it? Not only Su Yun, but even her father had identified the culprit. No matter how deep he hid, he still couldn't escape the fate of being found out. Guogua said disdainfully. This one here has indeed lost his mind. He directly kidnapped me and Ninth sister. But you're not a good person either. Don't cry crocodile tears here. Kidnapping? Tang Long knew that a child would not speak carelessly. He felt as if spring had bloomed in his heart. Second brother, what you did was amazing. You were the one who wanted to be a bastard with a bad reputation. I didn't force you to do it. Big brother Tang Long, aren't you glad that second brother did this? Do you think that he's even worse in the eyes of the Tang family now that he kidnapped me? Tang Jiu smiled. Even so, you can't hide what you did. Although I'm not home now, I think Aunt Shay has already told my father everything. Aunt Shay? Tang Yifei felt as if his head was about to explode. Auntie Shui was a hero of the Tang family. Even if Tang Jiu fell out with Uncle Tang, Auntie Shui would not do anything to betray the Tang family. How could Auntie Shui be involved in this matter? In his anger, Tang Yifei's mind was spinning quickly. Tang Long, you bastard, how big of a game of chess are you trying to play? Are you treating everyone in the Tang family as a chess piece? Second brother, you overestimate me. At least your father, who is my second uncle, isn't under my control. Tang Long's voice turned cold. It's just that you didn't listen to him. That's why things have come to this. Today you've been betrayed by everyone. Let's see how you're going to fight me. Tang Yifei was glad that he invited Ghostface Azura. He laughed. Ha ha ha, Tang Long, who do you think you are? You want to fight me? I'm going to take your life today. Let's see how you're going to play with me. Take my life? Ha 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 ha, second brother, you're too naive. Do you think that Black Mink and Hulang are a match for Ghostface Azura? Who are you going to ask to take my name? Ha ha ha. Tang Long suddenly tore off his mask. Tang Yifei, do you really think that Ghostface Azura is here to help you? Then let me tell you, you are completely wrong. The Ghostface Azura is here to help me. Not only is there the Ghostface Azura, tomorrow his twin brother, the blue-faced beast, will also come to help me. Ha ha ha. Tang Yifei, let me tell you, you will have nothing. Tang Yifei almost choked himself to death. What did you say? I invited Ghostface Azura. Do you really think that you can invite him with your little family property? Tang Long snorted. Let me tell you, I made him promise you. Because only then can you be fearless. Only then can you be more arrogant. Ha ha ha. As long as you're arrogant, you'll die faster. Bullshit. Tang Yifei scolded. Do you think I'll believe your nonsense? Tang Long laughed. Then I'll tell you that the woman who came with ninth sister has been brought to me by Azura. Do you believe me now? This was absolutely like being struck by lightning. Tang Yifei didn't tell anyone about what happened today. Also, asking Ghostface Azura to deal with Cho Yun was a last-minute decision. Therefore, Tang Long couldn't have known about his plan in advance. Second brother, don't lie to yourself. If you don't believe me, you can call Azura yourself. Huh? Tang Long said. Since we've already offended each other, I have nothing to hide. I'm afraid you don't have time to record the call, so you can't leave any evidence. I just want to tell you that not only do I want Tang Jingtian's life, I also want your father's life. I want your life, I want all of your lives. Ha ha ha. Tang Long's laughter became more and more perverted as he spoke. Tang Jiu was covered in cold sweat. She didn't expect Tang Long to have such a big conspiracy. However, there was still a way. Tang Long, I'll let Aunt Shui expose you in front of the whole family. Don't get too carried away. Expose me? Tang Long laughed out loud again. Ninth sister, have you ever seen a dead person expose others? Tang Jiu's mind buzzed. Even Tang Yifei couldn't help but be shocked when he heard this. A dead person? How could Aunt Xue have anything to do with a dead person? Tang Long, what nonsense are you talking about? Tang Jiu's upper lip trembled first. Then her entire body began to tremble uncontrollably. Tang Long's voice became extremely cold again. Sister Jiu, this is Aunt Xue's own choice. It has nothing to do with me. I won't admit to something I didn't do. Since Aunt Xue made her own choice, I have the right to respect her choice. After all, she helped me the most in this matter. I'm asking you what happened to Aunt Xue. Tang Jiu shouted hysterically. Tang Long didn't plan on not answering, so his answer was straightforward. She knew that your father and Su Yin found out about everything she did, so she felt too ashamed to continue staying in the Tang family. That's why she chose to leave. You can't blame me for this. If you want to blame someone, blame that Su Yin who exposed her. He's the one who caused Aunt Xue's death. Tang Jiu was already at the limit of his ability to control his emotions. Tang Long, you bastard. Auntie Xue loved you the most since you were young. Even I can see that. How could you do such a thing? How could you watch Auntie Xue die? Tang Long, I can't wait to tear you into pieces. Sister Jiu, you're too heartless. Tang Long snorted. Aunt Xue said she was going to leave an hour ago. I think she's already gone quite far, so don't waste your time thinking about it. Alright, let's not talk about it anymore. Tell second brother to run away as soon as possible. Otherwise, he'll be the next to die. Chapter 171. Tang Yifei made a decision decisively. His ability to judge and act decisively had always been his strengths. Take me out of Jibei City immediately. However, Sable, who was sitting in the driver's seat, did not immediately carry out the order. Not only did he not listen, but even Hu Lang, who was sitting in the back seat, was starting to get restless. The reason was simple. Tang Yifei was unable to fulfill his promise to them. Why should they still work for him? Ghostface Azura was not one of his people. It was impossible for him to open up their meridians and help them break through. Go. What are you waiting for? Do you want me to die? It'll be too late if you don't leave now. Let me tell you, Ghostface Azura is not someone to be trifled with. If you can't escape, you'll still die. Tang Yifei was in a state of anger and panic. Sable glanced at Tang Yifei from the corner of his eyes. His voice was calm but murderous. Second young master, you've really screwed us over. We betrayed the Tang family and chose to trust you. In the end, you're just an idiot who's being played around by others. Tang Yifei was dumbfounded. He knew that he no longer had any leverage to control these two people. He was now a useless person in their eyes. It was probably not safe to stay in his car now. Tang Jiu suddenly took out her phone and called home. Hu Lang was beside her, but he did not stop her. As soon as Tang Jingtian picked up the phone, Tang Jiu asked impatiently, Dad, what happened to Auntie Xue? Jiu, Auntie Xue is in her room. Speak slowly. What happened? Tang Jingtian was slightly stunned. After they left Auntie Xue's room, Auntie Xue had not come out. He wanted to give her some time to calm down, so he did not go in to disturb her. Tang Jiu had a bad premonition. She said with a trembling voice, Dad, hurry and go to Auntie Xue's room with Su Yin. I'm worried that something happened. Hurry. Tang Jingtian and Su Yin had been drinking tea and chatting in the study, so they did not realize that something had happened to Auntie Xue. Now that he heard Tang Jiu's words, Tang Jingtian realized that Auntie Xue might be under a lot of pressure from being exposed. He hung up the phone and hurriedly got to his feet. Su Yin, hurry and follow me downstairs. Although she had made the call, Tang Jiu's heart was still pounding. She looked up at Hu Lang and pleaded. Hu Lang, can you take me back? I beg you. Sable, something happened to Aunt Xue. Can you take me home? No. You can't go. Tang Yifei was afraid. If he went to the Tang family now, he would be doomed. Black Martin immediately agreed. Ninth young mistress, I'll send you home now. Jackal and I know the mistakes we made. Since we are men, we have to take responsibility for our actions. Even if Jackal and I send you back, we won't be able to make up for our mistakes. At that time, we will be at your mercy. Sable is right. Hulang nodded. If Boss Tang hadn't taken us in 10 years ago, we would have died long ago. Today we actually betrayed him for his sake. Hee, but fortunately, this matter took a turn for the better. Otherwise, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to live in peace for the rest of my life. It seems that God really won't help treacherous people like us. Sable, let's help Boss Tang do the last thing. When the time comes, Boss Tang can kill us or torture us as he pleases. Okay. Sable didn't hesitate. He immediately started the car and headed to the Tang family. This time, Tang Yifei was really panicking. Sable, what are you doing? If you want to go to the Tang family, I won't stop you. Just put me down. However, Sable ignored him and drove straight ahead. This time, Tang Yifei couldn't sit still. He immediately opened the door and wanted to jump out of the car. He didn't want to be taken back and punished according to the family rules. However, Hulang didn't give him the chance. He directly restrained him from behind. Now Tang Yifei was sitting in the car like a turtle in a jar. There was nowhere for him to escape. It's good that you know your mistakes and can change. Guogua still hadn't finished the peach juice in her hand. Sister Little Nine, I don't think they are bad people. Why don't you give them a chance to change? Tang Jio's face was cold. Whether I forgive them or not depends on my father. It was my father who took them in. If someone wants to punish them, it should be my father who does it. Guogua raised her small face and smiled. She had seen the Buddha head in Tang Jingtian's study and noticed the string of Bodhi beads on his wrist. If you say so, they don't have to worry. I think Uncle Tang will forgive them. Is that so? In fact, Tang Jiu also thought so in his heart. His father had long passed the age where he would kill everyone. His current state of mind was a lot calmer. Perhaps even if someone had made a big mistake, he would still be able to understand. This was especially true after he had become a Buddhist in recent years. Tang Yifei's mind was spinning rapidly. If Sable and Hulang could be forgiven, as a member of the Tang family he could be forgiven as well. As long as he could make up for his mistakes. Uncle Tang might really let bygones be bygones. 20 minutes later, Sable drove the car into the Tang family's courtyard. Tang Jingtian and Su Yin were standing in the courtyard, as if they had just sent someone off. Dad. Su Yin. Tang Jiu jumped out of the car and asked, Is Auntie Shay okay? Tang Jingtian didn't say anything. There was a layer of haze on his face. Some words didn't need to be said as they could be expressed through actions. Seeing this, Tang Jiu roughly understood. His legs went soft and he almost fell. Fortunately, Su Yin was quick enough to hold her in his arms. Tang Jiu, some things can't be forced. Auntie Shay has her own choice. However, we have arranged for someone to send her to the hospital. Don't think too much before the results are out. Guogua comforted her like a little adult. Yes, Sister Xiaojiu. Don't worry. Black Sable and Hulang brought Tang Yifei to Tang Jingtian with sullen faces. Then they suddenly knelt down and kowtowed to Tang Jingtian. Hulang opened his mouth first. Mr. Tang, we're here to apologize for what we've done before. We brought Tang Yifei to you. As for how you want to punish us, you can do whatever you want. Even if you want us to die, we won't hesitate. Tang Jingtian took a deep breath. Fine. Lay down the knife and repent. Everything in the world has a cycle of cause and effect. You wouldn't have made a choice for no reason. Since you have turned back, I won't pursue the matter. I only hope that you can help Su Yin and make up for your mistakes. Sable kowtowed heavily. Boss Tang, the person I admire the most in my life is you. The biggest mistake I made in my life was to betray you. The two of us will definitely help Su Yin and Miss Jiu settle this matter. When it's over, we will apologize with our lives. I don't want to see anyone die because of the Tang family. Tang Jingtian thought of Auntie Shay, who had gone into a coma after overdosing on the medicine. At her age, it would be difficult to save her. Tang Yifei also knelt on the ground. Uncle Tang, I know I was wrong. Only now did I realize that everything was arranged by Tang Long. Please forgive me. I won't let that brat go. Tang Jingtian waved his hand. He didn't have time to pay attention to Tang Yifei right now. Just let him be. Tang Long was the one in control of everything. And Tang Yifei was just a chess piece for Tang Long. Su Yun frowned and asked a question that Tang Jiu had forgotten. Where's Chou Yun? After that, everyone was speechless. Tang Yifei didn't dare to make a sound. Sable and Hu Lang just lowered their heads. Tang Jiu felt uneasy. This was all her fault. If she hadn't gone drinking, things wouldn't have turned out like this. Guogua, who was calm just a moment ago, cried and rushed into Su Yun's arms. Dad, bad news. Sister Chou Yun was taken away by Tang Long's people. Su Yun's expression changed several times. He couldn't understand who could take away Chou Yun, especially when she was with Guogua. Guogua was Chou Yun's most precious thing. If she left Guogua with Tang Jiu, she must be in big trouble. Sable saw that Tang Yifei didn't speak, so he could only say, yes, the other party is Ghostface Azura. Ghostface Azura? Su Yun took a deep breath. He really underestimated Jibei City. The provincial capital was a provincial capital after all. It was fine if they didn't show up, but when they did, they were all top-notch experts. Ghostface Azura was on the same level as Scarlet Scorpion, who had forced Chou Yun and himself into a corner. Moreover, Su Yun knew that this person had a twin brother, who was known as the Green-Faced Beast, who was also a top-notch expert. Tang Long even managed to hire someone like this. This is really beyond my expectations. Su Yun frowned slightly. He stroked Guogua's hair and comforted her. Guogua, don't worry. Dad won't let anything happen to Chou Yun. No matter who the other party is, I'll make sure Chou Yun comes back to us safely. Guogua believes in Dad. Guogua nodded vigorously. Su Yun said to Tang Jiu, take the child upstairs. You should rest early. Tang Jiu nodded and said, Tang Yifei just spoke to Tang Long on the phone. Tang Long has already shed all pretense of cordiality. I think he should have guessed that you guys know everything, so you have to be careful in everything you do. We don't know where Chou Yun has been taken to by that person. We're at a disadvantage everywhere. Su Yun, can you do it alone? You can't help me with this. Your task now is to take care of the child for me. Su Yun smiled slightly. It was important to maintain a good attitude at all times. If he panicked before the battle even began, he would lose immediately. Tang Jiu didn't say anything else. The only thing she could do now was to believe in Su Yun. Su Yun, Hu Lang and I will do our best to cooperate with you. We won't hesitate even if we have to sacrifice our lives, Black Martin said seriously. Su Yun shrugged and said, unfortunately, I don't dare to use people who have betrayed me. I'm worried. So you guys can go wherever you want. Since Uncle Tang didn't blame you, you don't have to stay here. Let's go. Chapter 172. Su Yun wasn't just saying this for fun. He took this matter very seriously. The word betrayal was an absolute taboo in the Dragon Fury team or the entire Dragon Brigade. Even in the entire Huaxia army, or even in the entire world, the word betrayal was an absolute taboo. When he was in the Dragon Brigade, there was absolutely no traitor in the Dragon Fury team led by Su Yun, because if they couldn't pass this test, they wouldn't stay in the team. Su Yun still remembered the final test when he was selected for the Dragon Fury team. The rather realistic test completely tortured him to the point where he almost had a mental breakdown, but he persevered in the end. But in the end, when Su Yun found out that it was all a test and that it was all fake, he almost fell out with his master, Wang Yi. But then he understood that anyone who could enter this place would have to undergo that kind of ultra-cruel test. If they couldn't even endure that and betrayed their beliefs or the organization, then they weren't worthy of entering Dragon's Fury, and the organization wouldn't give them complete trust. The reason why Wang Yi dared to entrust the matter of Green Ghost to Su Yun after he left Dragon's Fury was because Su Yun had withstood the greatest test at that time, because he was the person who would become the instructor of Dragon's Fury, and because he was the person who Wang Yi thought highly of as the person who could take over the entire Dragon Brigade in the future. The test given to Su Yun was unprecedented. This was also why Wang Yi could still trust Su Yun unconditionally until now. It was because he knew what kind of person Su Yun was, so he dared to do so. This was the trust in his bones. There were no conditions. Because of Wang Yi's teachings, Suyan also placed great importance on the word betrayal. No matter what, whether it was a big or small matter, as long as anyone from Dragon's Fury touched this taboo, there was only one outcome: to get lost. However, all the brothers of Dragon's Fury fought for their honor, and none of them had ever done anything betraying. Therefore, Su Yun trusted everyone around him from the bottom of his heart when he carried out any operation. However, there were always demons in human nature. Su Yun and the others had also been betrayed once. The high-ranking police officer who betrayed them was the person Su Yun hated the most in his life. It was because of him that he made a mistake in his judgment, and his mistaken judgment led to the predicament. In order to help them out, Yin Long completely left the Dragon Fury team, and all the brothers who had fought side by side with him. As soon as he thought of the word betrayal, Su Yun would never forgive him and would never trust him again. Su Yun, maybe Sable and Hu Lang can really help you. Tang Jingtian's experience was different from Su Yun's, so his opinion was also different. He hoped that Su Yun would bring these two people along. More or less, they would be of some help. However, Su Yun's answer was still very resolute. I will never trust a person who has betrayed me. No one can guarantee that this kind of person won't stab me in the back a second time. Even God can't guarantee that. Su Yun, if the two of us still wanted to betray you, Boss Tang wouldn't have come back. Sable obviously felt that his dignity had been insulted. We could have used Miss Jiao as a hostage to continue causing trouble for you. But we didn't do that. Since we came here to bring a bramble and ask for forgiveness, we will never do what you think we are doing. Su Yun was unmoved and sneered. What you do is your problem, but I have the right to not believe you. You. Sable gnashed his teeth in hatred. He really wanted to rush up and have a good talk with Su Yun. However, Hu Lang pulled him back. Enough, Sable. We did do something overboard, but we can't blame anyone for this. If we want to blame someone, we can only blame ourselves. We betrayed the Tang family first. We betrayed Boss Tang and Miss Jiao. Otherwise, they would have believed us. Sable gritted his teeth. There is a limit to that. Even Boss Tang forgave us. Why can't he forgive us? Who does he think he is? Why does the Tang family trust him so much? Because he is worthy of my trust, Tang Jingtian replied. Tang Jingtian replied to Sable, Sable, don't argue anymore. Just treat it as you taking responsibility for what you've done. You can leave. I don't want to see you again. Sable felt sullen. Boss Tang, we just want to make up for our mistakes. After that, don't even talk about leaving. Even if you want us to die, we won't even blink an eye. Why don't you give us a chance to make up for our mistakes? Su Yun's answer was resolute and decisive. People who betray don't have a chance. I believe that you are sincere in coming here today to say these words. However, I still won't give you a chance. If opportunities were so easy to get, then the word betrayal wouldn't be so important. Betrayal is betrayal. It's a mistake that can never be made up for. Do you understand? But Sable didn't say anything in the end. Perhaps Su Yun's words were reasonable. Betrayal is betrayal. It can never be made up for. Even if they were forgiven, it's a mistake that can never be made up for. Su Yun's expression was calm. Besides, you can't help me much. You should have seen Ghostface Azura before. You should know how strong he is, right? The two of you are no match for him, so I don't need you. Then what do you need? We'll give it to you as long as we can. Hu Lang obviously accepted Su Yun's statement that he wouldn't give them a chance. He said lightly, as long as we can do it, we won't hesitate. It's not for the sake of forgiveness, but for the sake of the Tang family. Su Yun smiled and pointed at Tang Yifei. You've brought what I need. The only thing I need now is this person. Me. Tang Yifei's face was full of shock. He hurriedly said, No, no, no. Listen to me, Su Yun. Listen to me. I've betrayed you before. I'm also someone who can't be trusted. Why don't you use them? Why do you need me? I can betray you at any time. I can't help you much. I don't trust you, but I believe that between telling the truth and dying, you'll definitely choose the former. Su Yun didn't care how Tang Yifei struggled. He grabbed him by the collar and lifted him high. Tang Yifei, tell me where Tang Long is now. Tang Yifei's feet were lifted high off the ground, and he began to have difficulty breathing. He panicked and hugged Su Yun's fist with both hands. He didn't care about the demeanor of the second young master of the Tang family anymore. He begged for mercy. Su Yun, let me go. Let's talk. I'll tell you everything I know. If I hide anything, I'll be struck by lightning. With his words, Su Yun no longer made things difficult for him. He directly let go of him and threw him to the ground. Take me to Tang Long. Tang Yifei's back instantly broke out in cold sweat. Su Yun, where can I find him at this time? He's not in the same place. I can't be sure if he's at home. Moreover, he's committed such a big crime now. He should have a secret base, right? I don't know how many places he has, but you definitely know, Su Yun said. Take me to them one by one. That way I'll find him. Tang Yifei swallowed hard. Su Yun. Can I tell you the address so that you can go by yourself? If I go, Tang Long will definitely not let me go. What if he wants to kill me? I can't go with you. Whether he wants to kill you or not, that's between the two of you. It has nothing to do with me. Su Yun said, I'm not familiar with the roads in Jibei City. It's meaningless for you to tell me. I want you to take me there. I'm not going. I'll lose my life if I go. Tang Yifei took a few steps back in panic. He was supposed to be the big winner tonight, but he suddenly fell to this point. He couldn't accept it. All of this was because of Tang Long. Tang Yifei, who had always felt that he was one of the most talented youths in the Tang family, was now convinced. He finally understood how sinister and black-bellied Tang Long was. He had simply played him to death, and he only reacted at the last moment. More importantly, if Su Yun hadn't come, he was afraid that he would be even more miserable than he was now. Perhaps the power of the Tang family would have been transferred to Tang Long, and he, Tang Yifei, would have gone to hell. I can't guarantee that you'll live if you go with me, but I can guarantee that if you don't go, I can kill you right now. Su Yun wasn't joking. The faint murderous aura emitted from his body was enough to make Tang Yifei feel terrified. Tang Jingtian was slightly stunned. He originally thought that Su Yun was just trying to scare him, but his stance didn't seem to be threatening him. Jior, take Guogua back. We don't need to be here anymore. A person's sensitivity to danger was very subtle. Tang Yifei instantly realized the existence of this feeling. He plopped down on his knees in front of Tang Jingtian and hugged his calf. He cried, Uncle Tang, save me, I don't want to die. Save me, I'm your nephew. Yifei, you still know that you're my nephew? Ha! Tang Jingtian laughed faintly. You really didn't treat me as your uncle before. Tang Jingtian then walked back to the room with Tang Jiu and Guogua. A gust of cold wind blew in the courtyard of the Tang family's villa. Tang Yifei only felt a chill behind him, and he instantly felt like he was in hell. He said in a trembling voice, I'll take you to Tang Long right now. Su Yun smiled faintly, and the biting cold murderous intent disappeared instantly. It would have been better if you had done this earlier. Tang Yifei's mind was a mess, but he still quickly analyzed what he should say to Tang Long if he saw him. After all, Tang Long had Ghostface Azura by his side, and he also said that he had invited the green-faced beast. As long as Su Yun went to Tang Long, only death would await him. What he needed to do was to stay by Tang Long's side and protect his own life. Su Yun got into Tang Yifei's car without hesitation. Tang Yifei also got into the driver's seat after making up his mind. Seeing the two drive away, Sable and Hu Lang looked at each other and couldn't help but marvel at the murderous intent that Su Yun had forced out with his qi. They had thought that Cho Yun was already strong enough, but they didn't expect Su Yun to be the real fierce person who had been hiding his true strength. Since they had already decided to make up for their mistakes, Sable and Hu Lang decided to follow. At this time, Tang Jingtian threw out a car key from the room, and it landed directly in front of the two. Chapter 173. Although Su Yun noticed the two men's car, he didn't say anything and let them follow him. He had the right not to believe the two men, but they also had the right to prove that they had turned over a new leaf. Su Yun wasn't worried about this, because even if Black Martin and Hu Lang did something else, he could easily kill them. After all, they were just two second-rate masters. In front of him, they were no different from two ants. Tang Yifei, who was driving, began to gradually regain his clarity on the road. He knew that it was impossible for him to escape from Su Yun. Moreover, Black Martin and Hu Lang were following him. There was no possibility of him abandoning the car and running away. The only chance was to win Tang Long's sympathy. Tang Yifei knew very well how he had treated Tang Long all these years. On the surface, the two of them were close brothers, but in fact, it was Tang Long who had humbled himself in exchange for it. Sometimes, when Tang Yifei was in a bad mood, he would order Tang Long to come and go as he pleased. When he thought of this, Tang Yifei's heart beat wildly. Tang Long could swallow his anger for so many years, because he wanted to become the target of public criticism at this time. He wanted Tang Yifei to hide all his secret moves by being high-profile. Tang Yifei now clearly saw the gap between his ability and Tang Long's. He began to regret his self-righteousness, his trust in Tang Long, and everything he had done at home. However, there was no medicine for regret in this world. He had to bear the consequences of his actions. Isn't it a little too late to be afraid now? Su Yun said coldly. Although what you did was disgusting, it didn't deserve death. After you make up for your mistakes, I'm afraid Uncle Tang won't do anything to you. But Tang Long is different. He has made a big mistake. Do you still believe that he can win at this time? Of course not. I believe you. Tang Yifei answered straightforwardly, but he cursed several times in his heart. Of course, he believed that Tang Long could win. Tang Long had two first-class masters by his side. The concept was not a joke. So what if you're powerful? Of course, Su Yun didn't believe Tang Yifei's words. I don't need you to believe that I can win. I'm just telling you that you have to make your stand clear tonight. You only have one chance. If you still help Tang Long, then don't blame me for being merciless. Tang Yifei swallowed a few mouthfuls of saliva. His heart was thumping wildly. Wasn't this too heart-pounding? It was a pure gamble. If he made the right bet, he would be able to spend the night peacefully. In the future, he would be able to live happily and comfortably. If he made the wrong bet, then he would be done for tonight. This wasn't something that could be decided immediately. Tang Yifei's face suddenly calmed down. He needed to think about this decision carefully. Su Yun didn't even look at him. You know how much time you have to think about it. Think about it before you find Tang Long. Tang Yifei took a deep breath and nodded fiercely. He loosened his foot on the accelerator a little. Although it was only a little, Su Yun still felt that the speed of the car had slowed down by at least 10 kilometers per hour. However, this was also good. At least it meant that Tang Yifei was really thinking about it. He wouldn't isolate himself as soon as he arrived at Tang Long's place. That would make him lose face. When Tang Yifei couldn't find Tang Long's two residences, Su Yun finally became a little impatient. After all, Cho Yun was still in the hands of the other party. He more or less had other worries. Tang Yifei, I'll give you another half an hour. If you still can't find him, then I'll suspect that you're deliberately stalling for time. Su Yun was very straightforward. Tang Yifei was anxious when he heard that. I'm not. I'm just looking for the place where he's most likely to be. If he's not here, there's nothing I can do. It's not like I don't want to solve the problem as soon as possible. I want to too. Su Yun frowned. When did I say that you should start looking for the place where he's most likely to be? Tang Yifei, I thought that you had some brains, but now it seems that you're not just a little bit behind Tang Long. Now I understand why you were fooled by Tang Long. After Su Yun's words, Tang Yifei suddenly realized that Tang Long wouldn't be at the place where he usually stayed. He would definitely be at the place where he rarely went, and no one knew about him. Tang Yifei suddenly remembered that Tang Long had drunk too much 3 months ago. He had said that he had spent 200,000 yuan to buy a house in a village named Wu in the northern suburbs. He had said that it was cheap and big, with 6 big tile-roofed houses and so on. However, when Tang Yifei continued to ask him why he bought a house, Tang Long stopped talking about it. Later, he explained that he was just joking and didn't buy it at all. He kept saying that of course he wouldn't buy a house. No matter how bad he was still the young master of the Tang family. At that time, Tang Yifei didn't pay much attention to it. However, now that he thought about it, Perhaps Tang Long had already made several preparations. Maybe he really was in the 6 big tile-roofed houses in the village named Wu in the northern suburbs. That was definitely a good place for him to hide. I know where he's going to be. Tang Yifei was suddenly a little excited because he knew that he had lost everything to Tang Long. After being used as a chess piece by Tang Long, he had been suppressing his anger. Now he had a chance to vent his anger. If he could help Su Yin find Tang Long, he would be able to stab Tang Long in the heart. He really felt that it was worth it. Besides, there were many secluded places in the village. Tang Yifei felt that even if Tang Long wanted to kill him, he could easily find a corner to hide in. He wouldn't be killed so easily. In that case, Tang Yifei didn't waste any more time. He suddenly turned the car around and went straight to the northern suburbs. Su Yin saw that Tang Yifei's behavior suddenly became straightforward, and knew that he was serious now. Whether it was a dragon's pool or a tiger's den, Su Yin was ready to break in. Cho Yun was with him, so he had to ensure her safety. No matter who it was, whoever dared to touch the woman beside Su Yin was absolutely unforgivable. Black Martin, who had been slowly following Tang Yifei's Mercedes-Benz business car, finally cheered up. When he saw the Mercedes-Benz turn around quickly, he didn't hesitate to follow it. Hu Lang, who was sitting in the front passenger seat, also opened his eyes in an instant. His blood was boiling. Both of them knew that what would come would come. However, Hu Lang didn't expect that he would follow Tang Yifei's car all the way to such a remote mountain village in the northern suburbs. It was almost midnight. At this time, there was almost no light in the village. There were only 2 beams of car light. Tang Yifei drove slowly into the village and said, "I only know that Tang Long said that he bought a house here, but I don't know the specific location because he never mentioned it." Su Yin directly raised his hand and said, "Stop the car and go in." Go in. Tang Yifei was stunned. They had just driven to the entrance of the village. There wasn't even a light in the village. Besides, it was such a remote place, and it was adjacent to the mountain. It would be scary if there were any wild animals or something. Su Yin said coldly, "Do you think cars often appear in this kind of place? It's so quiet now. If you drive in, even a deaf person will be able to hear the sound. If Tang Long is really here, he can guess that we are here even if he uses his butt." Tang Yifei nodded. That was indeed the case. Su Yin had thought it through thoroughly. It was safer to go in quietly. When Black Martin and Hu Lang saw Su Yin and Tang Yifei get out of the car, they immediately turned off the engine and got out. The 2 didn't dare to say anything and just followed quietly. Su Yin didn't drive them away. After all, Tang Jingtian chose to forgive their betrayal. Because the village was too dark, it took a while for their eyes to adapt. Tang Yifei stared so hard that his eyes almost popped out. He could barely see the road ahead. Su Yin adapted faster. He suddenly stopped and squatted down to carefully observe the ground. Then, a faint smile appeared on his face. The roads in the mountain village were all dirt roads, and there were obvious tire marks on the road. Su Yin, who had the encyclopedia of everything in the world in his mind, could clearly distinguish the tire texture of the 245 or 19. Obviously, it was the texture of the Dunlop SP Sports Max series. It was the original Volkswagen Phaeton tire. With this, Su Yin was sure that Tang Yifei didn't take him to the wrong place. Tang Long's car was a Volkswagen Phaeton, and it was impossible for a rich person to live in this mountain village with a luxury car. Not to mention a Phaeton that cost more than 2 million yuan. There was probably no one in the village who could afford a Phaeton that cost more than 100,000 yuan. Tang Yifei also slowly adapted to the night. He didn't observe the ground, but he saw a living creature blocking their path. A pair of green eyes flashed coldly as it stared at him. In an instant, Tang Yifei felt all the pores on his body open. He could clearly feel his hair standing on end. The feeling of cold sweat squeezing out made him feel weak in an instant. There was a wolf in this place. This was the old society. Tang Yifei, a child who grew up in a luxurious house, didn't know that there were places in any city that were so poor that they didn't even dare to imagine. There were many people who couldn't afford to live in a house or eat. Not everyone in the world could enjoy a normal life. Wolf, wolf. Tang Yifei was tongue-tied. This was too exaggerated. Don't make a fuss. Lead the way. Suyin didn't even raise his head. He had already seen the animal. At the moment when Suyin stood up, the skinny wolf's limbs trembled a few times, and it finally ran away with its tail between its legs. Tang Yifei didn't know that this was the animal's sensitive sixth sense. They could clearly distinguish creatures that they couldn't afford to offend. Obviously, its target was Tang Yifei, but it finally chose to leave because of the strong pressure from the person beside Tang Yifei. Between eating and living, it chose to live. Chapter 174. After Tang Yifei saw that thing, he didn't dare to walk too far alone. He followed Suyin almost closely, for fear that he would be dragged away by the unknown creature in the dark if he wasn't careful. Suyin walked along the bumpy dirt road to the west. He sighed in his heart that it was fortunate that it wasn't raining. If it were to rain, the road would probably become a muddy river. Of course, Sable and Hulang, who were following behind him, didn't dare to complain. They were the ones who wanted to follow, so they could only follow to the end. Because it was dark and the road was difficult to walk on, and the people living in this small mountain village were scattered. After at least half an hour of trekking, they finally saw Tang Long's Volkswagen Phaeton, and another sturdy Pajero outside a house not far away. He really knows how to pick a place. Tang Yifei squeezed out a word between his teeth. He's really King cunning. If I hadn't been drunk that day and let it slip to me, I'm afraid no one would have thought that he would hide in a place like this to plot. Suyin smiled and stopped. He was worried that if he walked too close, the people inside would hear him. Okay, you've done your part. You can go now. Go. Where the CK was he going? This godforsaken place was full of twists and turns. Tang Yifei couldn't even remember how he came in. If he went back alone, he definitely wouldn't be able to find the entrance of the village. Moreover, there were wolves running rampant on the streets of this village. If he was eaten by animals, he wouldn't be able to die in peace. Tang Yifei was stunned. Suyin, are you burning the bridge after crossing the river? I'm already here. How do you expect me to leave? I can't even leave the village. I'm not the one who wants you to leave. You don't dare to see Tang Long, right? Aren't you afraid that he'll kill you? Suyin, I'm afraid that I won't have time to take care of you later. If you really get killed by Tang Long, who's to blame? If I leave now, I'll definitely be eaten by the wolves. Tang Yifei was anxious. He really experienced the situation of walking in the middle of a single plank bridge and encountering a tiger in front and a wolf behind. There was no choice at all. He couldn't just jump down and die, right? Suyin shrugged his shoulders indifferently. You choose. Either you go in with me, or you go by yourself. I'll go with you. But don't tell anyone that I brought you here. Tang Yifei said. How about this? After I go in, I'll pretend to join them, and then I'll secretly help you, okay? Can I be an infernal agent? When Suyin saw Tang Yifei's comical appearance in order to survive, he couldn't help but laugh in his heart. Tang Yifei, I'm really worried about you being a spy. It's not that I'm worried about you betraying me, but I'm sure that Tang Long won't believe you. Tang Yifei was stunned. That was true. Even if he used his but to think, he knew that Tang Long wouldn't believe him. Tang Yifei, even if I told Tang Long that you didn't bring us here, would he believe me? Suyin, I'm afraid that he only told you about the private house here once. Even if you leave now, I'm afraid he'll guess that you told us. Tang Yifei made up his mind. This matter really had something to do with him. He didn't want to die, but now there was only death in front of him. What should he do? Suyin looked at Tang Yifei, who was at his wits' end, and smiled. However, if you do me a favor, I can really let you live. What favor? Tang Yifei's eyes lit up. Now he didn't want to do anything other than live. Go in by yourself and tell Tang Long that you want to join him. Then secretly text me about the situation inside. Suyin smiled. I promise that when I go in, they won't find out. As long as I have detailed information about them, I can take them down. Tang Yifei's eyes widened. Why should I believe you? Why should I do that? What if I get killed by Tang Long as soon as I go in? You have to know that he's not the only one inside. There's also the ghost face Azura. That's right. That's why I asked you to go in. Su Yin smiled. See how many people are inside. That's your mission today. Su Yin was indeed worried. If there was only the ghost face Azura inside, he wouldn't be worried. However, he was worried that in addition to the ghost face Azura, his brother, the green-faced beast, would be difficult to deal with. Even if he was already a super expert, he still had to be careful when facing two experts at the same time. Tang Yifei looked at Su Yin for a long time. Finally, he agreed. Okay, I'll go. I can do as you say, but you have to guarantee my safety. You also have to guarantee that I won't be kicked out when I return to the Tang family. Su Yin smiled. You don't say. If you do well today, I can guarantee that you won't be kicked out of the Tang family. Okay, it's a deal. Su Yin, since you're close with Tang Jiu, you're my brother-in-law. I'll trust you this time. This is my life. Don't try to trip me up. Tang Yifei's heart was still beating like a drum. Don't worry, I'm not that kind of person. Su Yin smiled. I'll do what I promise. Tang Yifei nodded. Okay, don't say anything else. He steeled his heart, gritted his teeth, and memorized Su Yin's phone number. Then he strode toward the house. Although it was only a distance of 20 meters, Tang Yifei felt like 20 years had passed. It was too long. Su Yin waited quietly in the shadows. Know yourself and know your enemy. That was a 1,000-year-old rule. Su Yin, why do you trust him? Black Mink suddenly spoke up. Didn't you say that you'll never trust a traitor? Black Mink. Hu Lang was afraid that he would spout nonsense and wanted to stop him. Su Yin smiled. The word traitor is used on you. Tang Yifei didn't betray us. He was just provoked by his own ambition. Compared to you, he's still a member of the Tang family. Blood ties can't be broken. Black Mink, if you can't even understand this, you might as well not come with me. Black Mink was speechless at Su Yin's words. Hu Lang patted Black Mink's shoulder. Su Yin allowed us to come because of Boss Tang. Do you think that if Boss Tang didn't forgive us, Su Yin would trust us? I thought you were more sensible, but it seems like you're just SOSO. Su Yin smiled. I asked the two of you to come with me to give Uncle Tang some face. As for trust, you're overthinking it. I never said that I trust you too. Don't go too far. Black Mink endured Su Yin's harshness again and again. Su Yin retorted. I'm going too far? Compared to you two? Oh. Black Mink was speechless again. Hu Lang pushed Black Mink down and said angrily, We've done worse things. What's wrong with being criticized? Squat down. The three of them quickly fell into silence. Hu Lang didn't speak, and Black Mink didn't dare to make a sound. Su Yin, on the other hand, was quietly waiting for news from inside. Tang Yifei knocked on the door for 10 whole minutes. He knocked once and called out in a low voice, Brother Long, it's me, second brother. Finally, the shabby door opened. Tang Long stood inside with a gloomy face. He said to Tang Yifei, How did you find this place? He carefully looked behind Tang Yifei, as if afraid that someone would suddenly appear. Don't worry, Brother Long. I'm alone. Tang Yifei tried to make his expression look as gentle as possible. Tang Long was no longer the Tang Long who used to be submissive to him. He said coldly, Tang Yifei, I haven't gone to find you yet, but you've taken the initiative to come to me? Aren't you afraid that I'll make it a one-way trip for you? It wasn't that Tang Yifei wasn't worried, but if he wanted to maintain his status in the Tang family, this was the only way. Brother Long, I admit that I was wrong. I've been forced into a dead end. Only you can help me. I'm willing to support you in the future, and be at your beck and call. I'm your younger brother, and I'll be your underling in the future. Tang Long frowned. Haha, you're my underling? Second brother, I don't dare to raise someone as ambitious as you. Weren't you with Tang Jiu just now? Now that you've found me, you're not simple. Brother Long, you can't leave me in the lurch. I'm really at my wit's end. Tang Yifei bit his lower lip. Tang Jingtian has already kicked me out of the Tang family. Oh. Tang Long paused, then waved his hand. Come in and talk. Only then did Tang Yifei dare to step into the courtyard. He was really afraid that Tang Long would attack him because of a disagreement. If that happened, he could escape immediately. Now that Tang Long wanted him to go in, he probably still believed his words. However, Tang Yifei was really gambling with his life this time. If Tang Long attacked him again, he might not even have the chance to escape. Thinking of this, Tang Yifei hesitated. Tang Long obviously saw this. He smiled. Since you dared to come, what's there to be afraid of? Brother Long, although I've been a little overboard, I don't think I deserve to die. Tang Yifei sweated too much and didn't drink water. Now his mouth was dry. Of course. Tang Long smiled. There's only me and Shura here. I don't think the two of us want to kill you. Oh, right, there's also that woman beside Su Yin. However, she doesn't have the ability to kill you. So don't worry, come in and tell me how Tang Jingtian kicked you out of the family. Tang Yifei heaved a sigh of relief. He didn't expect Tang Long to be like this. Moreover, he didn't even need to investigate. Tang Long had already told him everything. This mission was completed too quickly. Tang Yifei followed Tang Long into the main room. The first thing Tang Yifei saw when he entered was Ghostface Azura's terrifying face. Ghostface Azura didn't react at all, as if he hadn't seen anyone. Next to Ghostface Azura was the tied-up Cho Yun. It seemed like she wasn't a match for Ghostface Azura. However, Ghostface Azura's clothes were stained with blood. It must have taken some effort to deal with Cho Yun. You're tuning in to the Earbook Haven YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.